Bakovia used to be a star among cities. Historic, wealthy, and bustling with new businesses. That star's been dying for a while. Crime's on the rise, and with war brewing and the government tightening their grip, it's no surprise we're restless. Police might be keeping people safe, but there's only so much we can do about the seedy underbelly. With a prohibition, lawbreakers, criminals, and your everyday civilians are all forced into the same watering holes. Usually, it'd be my job to bust this place. But, maybe we can help one another. This place is more useful open. Especially when I have someone a lot more dangerous to catch than a few drunks. Ah, it looks like your first customers are arriving. Let's see if you can loosen their tongues. I'll be waiting, bartender. Don't let me down.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Azriel's Gaming. So we are going to jump into Best Served Cold, and if you've been on my channel for a while now, you will remember that I did the demo for this. I think it was around summer of last year, maybe towards the fall. I can't completely remember, but I do remember playing it. And I absolutely enjoyed it because, you know, it was on the vein of like Coffee Talk and Valhalla and stuff like that, because we are a bartender making drinks, except for we're going to be working with a police constable to solve murders. And so the first one was what you saw in the video before the start of this. And it was a, young woman was murdered outside of Speakeasy. And, if you know anything about speakeasies, around the 1920s, alcohol was illegal. And so people could not drink unless they went to a place that was maybe a business, and then it was a speakeasy underneath or in an attic or something like that, and people were able to drink there. So we are going to go ahead and jump into this game, and I cannot wait to get started. Okay, case 0, the last drop. It's a good thing a DNA was not available back then, because the fact that he left a cigarette at the scene would not have boded well for him. Okay, so Vincent is in a bad mood. The hazy overhead lights in your speakeasy buzz to life as the bookshop above you closes for the day. The bookshop owner and your landlord, Vincent Floria, takes a seat at the bar and begins mumbling to himself. What a day. Tessarian literature is province bound in leather. But to my customers, my books may as well be doorstops. Everything all right, Mr. Floria, or stay quiet? Look, everything all right? Clearly not. If I order a cart of fools and receive just one of my customers, I would have gotten my money's worth. Well, we both know why I'm here. I need a drink, so dazzle me. What would you like? This evening, a properly mixed Eastern Ruby should hit the spot. Okay, so some days your customers will be in a bad mood. This can also be caused by serving them a ruined drink or by choosing dialogue options that upset or anger them. When a customer is in a bad mood, it is shown here in the bottom left. Thankfully, serving a customer their favorite drink will lift their spirits and cure their bad mood. Press the drink serve button at the bottom right to start making Vincent's drink. Customers usually avoid discussing unpleasant topics when in a bad mood. You'll have to cure it before you can interrogate them. As you get to know your clients better, make sure to learn what their favorite drink is. You can always ask them what they like to get a hint. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Vincent perks up. Let's see if we can cheer you up. Ha, that's the spirit. Okay, so Vincent loves the Eastern Ruby, and we want to lift his spirits and cure his bad mood. So let's select Eastern Ruby in the list to start making his favorite cocktail. To successfully mix a drink, you'll need to add all the necessary ingredients to the shaker by passing through them with the arrow, following along the lines in the direction it's pointing. Once you start following the path, you'll need to keep up the pace as a red arrow will start following you. Make sure it doesn't catch up with you before you reach the end of the path, or the drink will be ruined. Eastern Ruby. Well done. Vincent is no longer in a bad mood, and he's even gained more affection toward you. The more a customer likes a certain drink you give them, the more their affection toward you increases. Their favorite drink will reward the most affection. Customers will not appreciate being served a bad drink. If you fail to properly mix a cocktail, customers will be displeased and you will lose all but one action for the remainder of the conversation. You know me too well. This is my absolute favorite. When I was looking for a bartender to run this place, I hoped for someone as good as you, but didn't expect it. Especially with your background. This place could have become naught but cloudy moonshine and rough customers, yet you were already proving to be more than that. Supply lines for alcohol are fraught, so you'll have to adapt your drink menu to circumstance. But a recent shipment of vodka from Rusalka came into my possession, and as such, some old classic cocktails are on the menu once more. Lucky me, I suppose. Anything else? Yes, I nearly forgot. A friendly warning, perhaps? My favorite gentleman's club is abuzz with chat about a crackdown on speakeasies. My companions have warned me that the local constabulary is looking to make an example of the flagrant lawbreakers. Lawbreakers? I see. Lawbreakers? I suppose that's what we are now. We've opened a bar during Prohibition, even if that prohibition is ridiculous. The law's a law, but what's legal and what's right are not always the same thing. The people of Tessara should not exchange freedom for safety. What if we get raided? It's unlikely they would target my establishment, and I have friends in the constabulary, but you should take precautions nonetheless. Try not to irritate anyone who might incriminate us, and don't compromise on drink quality. I'd imagine most speakeasies are brought down by dissatisfied customers with loose tongues. I'll be careful. Good. You see, there's a reason I bring all this up. Vincent reaches into his inner coat pocket and pulls out a folded newspaper. He spreads it on the bar top so that you can read the headline, Speakeasy Guest Found Dead. In the earlier hours of the morning, the body of a yet unidentified young woman was found in the alley of Brookavy Boulevard. Brookavy police has released a statement confirming that the crime took place outside a speakeasy and that the proprietors, as well as several guests, have been detained for questioning. This murder is almost certainly the latest in a string of crimes committed on and around the boulevard by the so-called Brookavy killer. Citizens are urged not to attend these illegal establishments for their own safety and to inform local law enforcement if they suspect any illegal activity is taking place. Don't get too bothered by all this tittle-tattle. I'm certain these murders are fabricated by puritanical bureaucrats on the city council. Doesn't that seem like a conspiracy theory? Fabricated? I believe so, yes. With the prohibition in full force, perhaps the politicians create a serial killer boogeyman to keep people out of speakeasies. It's just like the old fairy tales about demons in the woods, the claws of Strigoi snatching the unwary and pulling them into the darkness. He takes a long sip of his drink and sets it down on the table, his fingers nervously rattling on the glass. A murder at a speakeasy doesn't mean visiting one is dangerous, but I wonder if those who indulge in tabloid rumors can grasp that fact. I imagine the authorities will be paying closer attention to venues like ours. They think we offer safe haven to vagabonds and scoundrels, but all we want is to kindle the dying flames of conversation. Imagine their surprise when they see the depth and breadth of fine gentlemen and ladies who will frequent our establishment. But heed my words, friend. Be on your guard. I will be on the guard for what? Look, I will. We're in Brookavy Boulevard, so the locals are a mixed bag. Consider the customers carefully. My friends especially are people of culture and arts. There's no doubt in my mind that some shady characters will show up, but I imagine most will be harmless. I'd hope so, anyway. A mix of high and low society makes for a good blend. Honey and lemon, wine and cheese crackers, that sort of thing. Jokes aside, do be careful, bartender. I invested a lot of money in this place, and while it's yours to use, I don't expect to be sweeping up eyeballs and teeth at the end of the night. Understood? One more thing. We both know this is your last chance. I went out on a limb to give you this opportunity, and I've turned a blind eye to your past troubles. Make sure those troubles stay in the past, and you keep your nose clean. I get it. If you follow my rules, you'll be under my protection, and I promise I'll keep you safe. One hand washes the other. We have a deal. Good, good. Thank you for the libations. I should return home. I hope business goes well tonight. Okay, I have work to get on with. See you, Vincent. See you, Vincent. Every day will bring a different group of customers to your speakeasy. It's a big place, so look left and right to check for customers seated on the edges of the room. You can click on a customer to call them over for a chat at the bar. Let's try it out on the mysterious woman in the back. The woman takes a seat looking exhausted. She squints at you like she can't decide if you're a friend or foe. Rough day? You have no idea. Although you're on your feet all day serving people with too much money, so maybe you have some idea. Grundown Heights is fully booked, so me and everyone else in the laundry service are run off our feet. There's nothing like changing hotel bed sheets during a spice traders symposium. Do you know how frustrating it is to have a fat, bald old man explain the logistics of his spice trading company and how it made him rich? And he's doing that while you change his sweaty bed sheets. I can guess. Sometimes I push my face into a pillow and scream so loud I feel like I'm going to crack the walls, but then I stop. And nothing has changed. Sounds like you need a drink. Yes, something that feels like being slapped in the face with a slice of lime. A slice of lime wrapped around a cricket bat. I trust your judgment. What flavors do you like? Right now, I'm craving something spiced. I trust your judgment. Okay, so let's go and make a drink. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. One drink coming up. I'm so excited. There are several indicators to the right of each cocktail that provide more information about the drink in question, including whether your customer likes it or not. A question mark means you don't yet know how they feel about that cocktail, while a star means it's their favorite. Customers will also have drinks that they like and ones that they feel neutral about. This information gets updated every time you serve a customer a new drink. Serving liked and favorite drinks will improve your relationship with a customer faster than a neutral one. The red mark indicates the smoothness of a drink, which determines how long a customer is willing to stay and talk after being served. In other words, how many actions you'll be able to take during the following dialogue. Every new topic you discuss will cost you 1 action point. Once the action counter runs out, customers will leave the bar, so don't forget to serve them a drink whenever you talk to them. Customers can be called back as long as you have actions remaining, but can only be served once a day. Meanwhile, the alcohol percentage shows how much alcohol is in a drink. The higher the percentage, the more intoxicated the customer will get. Some questions will require a certain level of intoxication to loosen a customer's lips, but be careful. A customer that becomes inebriated will go home. Alcohol tolerance will vary from customer to customer. Now you know the power the bartender holds. The better your drink fits the customer's taste, the more affection you'll receive. You can also affect a customer's mood, as well as how talkative they will be after you've served them. Now let's make her a drink, shall we? Okay, so the copper bullet. Oh damn, this is perfect. Don't let me have too many of these. After a long shift, my brain is buzzing. I can't just go home with all this fuzz in my head. When the prohibition closed the bars and clubs, everything else got more expensive. An opera ticket costs a month's rent. And with everything being so busy, why is it so busy? Well, there's the Spice Merchant Symposium, but there's some big show going on as well. Everyone's wearing their fanciest threads. The women in those sparkling dresses and their heeled shoes looks like torture to me. Me too. You don't care about clothes? I mean, I like high heels. At the hotel, I only see the clothes lying on the floor, stained with peppercorn sauce, coffee, nicotine, and worse. At least the folk going to the shows are clean. I guess I clean up fewer wine stains now, so maybe the prohibition isn't all bad. She downs her drink, wiping her mouth for any spills. Woo! I'll take that as a compliment. Feeling better? Like, I'll take that as a compliment. This watering hole's new, right? That weird old guy put me onto this place. The nightcap just opened, yes. How old? Nightcap just opened, yes. The nightcap, huh? Funny name. Oh, I'm Claire, by the way. Mind if I just call you bartender? You don't seem too prissy about the type of customers you get. Grundon Heights has 3 hotel bars, but I didn't fit in any of them, even when they serve booze. The staff bar was all drunken bellhops, the mid bar was full of posers, and the Spire Lounge would charge me a fortune for just looking at the drinks menu. This place feels a bit more varied in its clientele. You got all sorts in here. We're all equals when we walk through these doors. Her smile is warm and she nods a little, like she just made her mind up about you. I can get on board with that. Good. Well, I should be heading back. I got Biritsu sparring classes and a shift tomorrow. And if I don't get good sleep, both of those are going to beat the stuffing out of me. Take care. Now that everyone has been spoken to, let's end the day by using the bell. Click the bell on the counter to signal all the customers to leave and head home. You can also use it to end the day early when you don't feel like speaking to all customers. Now that everyone has been spoken to, oh, okay, so don't need to do that one. A new customer takes a seat at the bar. He takes a slow look around the room and then at you. He glances back at the entrance a few times, like he expects someone to sneak in after him. The man doesn't hesitate to tap the bar, demanding the attention you're already giving him. What can I get you? How does this place work? Just like a regular bar, no butlers or whatever? I just want a drink. Anything in particular? I don't care. You choose. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Ready to serve. Thank you. Okay, so now if I remember... with him... I think he's a whiskey man. Or it could be he liked coffee. Maybe I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he's a coffee guy. I think it was the wake-up call that he liked. So let's go ahead and try that one. Oh, got stuck there. Ah, perfect. Well, as perfect as a crime can be. You've probably guessed that I'm here for more than a drink. We have business. Business? He sets down today's newspaper, but rather than turning it as Vincent did yesterday, he instead lets the heavy page land with a thud. The headline reads, Latest Brookavie Boulevard Victim Identified. In a statement to the press this morning, Brookavie police finally released the name of the latest victim in the string of murders by the so-called Brookavie killer. The body of 24-year-old Natalie Reed, a native Tessarian and lifetime resident of Brookavie, was found yesterday in the unnamed alley off Brookavie Boulevard at 6 in the morning by a local resident heading out for work. Police have since confirmed that the crime took place outside a speakeasy known as the Last Drop, which the victim, a junior accountant, was known to frequent in her off time to drink and gamble. The illegal business has since been shut down, resulting in several arrests. Police Commissioner Aldia urges the public to be careful and to come forward with any information that may aid the police in their ongoing investigation, as the perpetrator remains at large. Natalie Reed's family has declined to comment. Her employer, Mark Weaver, says only that he assumed she was just late again. Have you encountered anyone acting strangely at this establishment? Maybe you spring to mind. Not really. I really would say you spring to mind, but that might not be a good thing. Not really. I doubt that. None. Really? There's a lot of unusual behavior around right now. Did you read the news yesterday? Speakeasy guest found dead. And since you just served me alcohol, that would make this place a speakeasy. I was just making a drink for my new friend. Okay. We know he's a constable, so we're, look, it's a speakeasy. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? And we get affection for that, so. Exactly. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a police badge. His name reads Constable Hugo Mertens. He waits a moment to make sure you understand the gravity of the situation. I'm investigating a series of murders that took place outside established speakeasies. Are you going to shut us down? Speakeasies are, at the moment, one of the only leads I have. I may never say this again, but your business needs to stay open. The killer is using locations like yours, so one of your patrons could be a killer. And you need my help? And you need my help? You'll be helping yourself. If your clientele keeps getting murdered, well, that's not great for business. For a time, your establishment has protection from me and from the rest of the constabulary. This place is no longer a bar. It's a hunting ground where I will catch a killer. With your help. Your first assignment is to interview these drunkards and find out if any of them frequented that speakeasy where we found Natalie Reed. Do that, and I might just extend your time a bit longer so we can figure out who's behind this. I'm guessing there's no opt-out. You drinking here is also illegal, right? I'm guessing there's no opt-out. He shakes his head softly, then pulls the badge from the table and places it back inside his pocket. I did my homework. I know who you are. Just think of it this way. As a reformed citizen, you should be more than happy to help me out. I understand. You're holding it over me. Got it. Look, I understand. You might not be too fond of the constabulary, but you have to be realistic. Right now, we want the same thing. I'll do it. Good. Any questions? Okay, so how do I investigate? You interrogate everyone at your bar and ask the right questions. Get to know them. Make them willing to talk. A glass of alcohol might loosen their tongue. I suggest you keep track of your findings in a notebook or something. I also see you have an unused pinboard in the room behind you. Detectives at the station like to use those to keep their minds organized. Visualizing connections makes them easier to understand. I'll give it a try after my shift. Good. Any questions? Where should I start? Give me a solid lead on the people in the establishment who were present at the same speakeasy where Natalie Reed was found. As a former criminal, I'm sure you know ways of making people talk. There's no doubt in my mind your less savory connections might know more. Once you've proved you're capable of collecting this information, I'll accept I'm not wasting my time. From there, I can divulge a bit more about the case. I'll see what I can do. Any questions? Let's move on. You're part of this now. Time is short, and I expect something solid from you soon. Speaking with customers will provide you with clues about the current case. These clues can be reviewed in the notebook at any time. Use the shown clue button lets you present a clue from your notebook to the customer you're currently talking to, letting you ask them for more information or confront them with evidence. Presenting clues to customers is crucial to uncovering new evidence to solve your case. Helpful customers may be able to spot lies, provide new information, or provide an alibi. But be careful. Showing certain people confrontational evidence may just affect their mood. Okay, so solved for me soon. This case is highest priority, and you're on the clock. If we don't have the killer in 2 weeks, this gets kicked upstairs to the Confederation force. And if that happens, my career is in tatters and your bar is finished. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. 2 weeks to prove we are not children playing detective. 2 weeks to save our careers and reputations. 2 weeks to make our streets safe and save some lives while we're at it. No pressure, though. Pete Wagner enters your bar. You recognize him by the scar on his cheek. It's been a while, and you don't quite know you're ready to see him again. He takes a seat looking you in the eye. You can't quite tell if he recognizes you. You hope he doesn't. Welcome to the Nightcap. Creative location for a speakeasy. The filth are looking for old bars opening up again, not basements owned by bookworms. Make me a real drink so I can forget all the weak cat piss they serve in the stacks. If memory serves, you mix a good cocktail, though usually a bit sweet for my taste. Do we know each other? Miss me, Peter? So we got affection by admitting that we know him. Every day was crying myself to sleep on a pillow soaked through with my tears. You feel the same, I imagine. Oh, with you, Pete, of course. Sure. He raises his eyebrow and shoves a few coins your way. Let's see how this new job of yours is working out, eh? Any flavor I can work in there that you like? Going all sweet on me now. Well, like a hint of coffee to go with my drink. Let's see how this new job of yours is working out, eh? Okay, so he likes a hint of coffee. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the bar. Peter leans low and his chin rests on the bar. The light catches long scar on his cheek. His eyes twinkle as he looks up at you. Let's see if I can remember what you like. Let's see indeed. Okay, so he likes coffee, but he doesn't like strong drinks. Or it's not strong, sweet. He didn't like sweet. So we have 2 with coffee in them, which is a cold winter and the wake up call. Wake up call has sugar syrup in it, so he probably wouldn't like that. So let's go with probably the cold winter would be my guess. If I remember right. Oh god, I got stuck. This career shift is starting to make sense. You have talent. So you're a bartender now. Well, that's an odd one, but if you want to pull a curtain over your past, I'll go along with it. Peter is a criminal. More specifically, he's an enforcer for the feared crime lord Carla, but as long as you don't owe money, insult him, or spill his drink, you should be fine. Strange how that face with the frightening scar can light up a room when he smiles, though it doesn't happen often. How can someone so dangerous be so charming? Thanks. Your rival speakeasies ain't too appealing. I can see why you're getting busier. The other places either turn away anyone without a duchy, or they hose the blood off the dance floor each night. The last drop was the only one I could appreciate, but it got shut down a few days ago. And what's your job these days? What's a little blood to you? What's your job these days? My collar is blue and I work with my hands a lot. Some of the other fellows in my line have a bit much to make. Goodness gracious, let's start over. Some of the other fellows in my line of work have a bit too much fun for my taste. You don't like your colleagues? I reckon my job ain't good or bad. It's neutral. Cause and effect and all that. What I do is a natural result of the system we all live in and the deals people make. I don't get it. It's neutral? I take no responsibility for what happens to the folks I collect from. They knew the deal they was getting into when they took the money. But even though I don't feel bad for them, that doesn't mean I want to go drinking with gorillas. It doesn't mean they want to go drinking with gorillas like me who laugh about smashing open some indebted shopkeeper's skull. He takes a final long sip of his drink and sets the empty cup down on the table. You're not a complete monster. I'm just Peter, and I play my part without prejudice or pleasure. Like I said, cause and effect. And now, if you'll excuse me, this drink has had an effect on me, and I need to take care of that. Sure thing. Okay, so we have 2 people here tonight. Let's go ahead and save real quick. Let's talk to the preacher. Or the priest, I guess. A miserable-looking man sits down at the bar. A big cloud follows him. Once he has your attention, he peruses the drink stack behind you. Oh, what can I get you? I never understand all these names. Something strong, please. If I'm doing something wrong, I might as well do it right. Anything besides strong? Not really, just strong. Okay, that's not helpful at all. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. He takes a short breath. What does the goddess want you to order? Just make me a drink quickly with fewer jokes. Okay, so he wants something strong. Let's see. Probably the night count. I can't remember what I gave him in the demo because it's been so long. So let's, because that does have a 7% alcohol. And that is the highest alcohol. So let's go ahead and give him that. I mean, because we don't really need to talk to him right now. So he wanted something strong. He's getting it. The world is spinning and my worries have become as blurred as my vision. Exactly why I came here. That doesn't sound like a good thing. He shrugs, places the glass back against his lips, and downs the rest. When the glass is empty, he wags his fingers. How about we start with your name? You really don't know who I am. I'm Father Lacey, but you can call me John. I'm a priest at the church up the road. You know this is alcoholic. We are permitted. Besides, how could the goddess resent a priest drinking in this city? Is it that bad? Okay, so now he's in a bad mood. If you took confessions too, you wouldn't ask. What do people confess? Everything you can imagine and more. I used to have faith in humanity. Here you go. Thank you. I'll be back soon. Godspeed, John. He downs the rest and stands up, tips his head, and takes his leave. All right. An obscenely glamorous woman wipes the stool clean before gingerly sitting on it. After a moment, she checks her lipstick in a pocket mirror before readjusting her coat. She leans forward to meet your gaze. Welcome. It's certainly cushy down here. To think this grand a place below a bookstore, how very Vincent. You know Vincent? Yes. He's the man who invited me. He probably mentioned I'd be showing up. He's quite the fan. Her nails tap rhythmically to some invisible music. You can't tell if she's waiting for you to say something in particular. Vincent hasn't mentioned you. No, he must have. Carmine, Olivia. There's probably some kind of list I'm on, a VIP kind of affair. I'm an actress / singer / radio host. If you haven't heard of me, you've certainly heard my voice. Her voice is silky and delicate like a silver bell. You don't mind listening to it, even though it drips with audacity. Oh, that Olivia Carmine. Yes, Vincent mentioned you. He's never mentioned you. I feel like we should probably lie. She'll probably, if we say he never mentioned her, she probably won't be happy about that. So let's go with that one. And it got us a little affection. See, we all need a little push to jog our memory sometimes. Perhaps you heard about the time I saved a performance of Dandies and Dames at the Classic Grand. Maybe. The stagehand forgot to leave a prop gun on stage. I ended up singing bang bang noises to finish the performance. The audience loved it. The director went along with it. The show got middling reviews, but I was praised for my quick thinking and my coolness under pressure. Can I get you a drink? Are you buying, darling? Put it on my tab. I'll be here often. I eagerly await your performance, bartender. Anything specific you fancy? Something fruity. I love tropical fruits in particular. Okay, so I can't remember what she likes. You lift a glass from the stack and place it in front of Olivia. Let's pour you something fabulous. Thank you, darling. My throat is absolutely parched. Fruity. Oh, the Pirate's Joy. I think this is the one she likes. Because it's got pineapple juice, white rum, coconut. Yeah, it's got a lot of fruits to it. Oh, God. Ooh, I almost messed that up. Started going backwards. Astonishing, flawless, incredible, divine, absolutely brilliant use of everything. Inspirational, honestly. What a day. Oh, did I tell you about my radio career? She doesn't wait for an answer. Instead, she leans forward and curls her fingers to you to pull you closer. Well, today, I spent the majority of my time reading contracts. I'm starting my own show, you see. Something daring, something bold, something that'll knock the socks right off my listeners. I'm calling it Chamomile and Carmine. Classy, right? Somewhat. Oh, absolutely. You're one of the first to hear about it. But, well, I suppose I let my mouth run when I'm a little tipsy, so more we'll find out soon. So we did get a little affection with answering that way. Picture me in my sultry voice, broadcast nationwide to the people of Tessara. Even the poor folks who can't make it to my stage performances. I'm so excited. Congratulations. Good things happen to good people, you know. Sure. Olivia swirls the last bit of her drink and takes a long swig. She wipes her mouth with the tissue before setting the empty glass down beside your hand. Thank you for the drink. I will be back. Though hopefully soon you won't have to wait too long to hear my voice. Kisses. With a slight stumble, she pushes herself up, winks at you, and takes her leave. See you soon. Okay, so that was the last person in here. At the end of each day, you return to your home office where you can review your clues on the clue board and try to make new deductions. Besides structuring your thoughts, the clue board also has another very important function. Some clues can be connected to form new evidence. Spotted a contradiction or two pieces of evidence that tell you something about the same person or event? Try combining them. You can combine two clues by connecting their pins with red string. To place a clue you found on the board, simply click and drag them over from the clue list on the right. Clues on the board can be arranged as you wish to help you in investigations. Okay, so let's move these over. At any point, you can review a clue from the board by dragging and dropping it back in the clue list, should you feel a piece of information is no longer important. The two clues you have right now seem to be related, don't they? Let's try linking them together. Click one of the pins, then drag the string to the other clue's pin. See what happens. Okay, Peter's street smarts. Peter frequented the last drop, the speakeasy where Natalie Reed's murder took place, before it was shut down. He should be able to tell me who else went there to drink and if any of them visited the nightcap. Congratulations, you've created new combined clue. Combined clues are key to your investigation. Building a solid case will hinge on making these connections. Asking your customers about these new clues will often lead you to new insights as well. Not all clues can be combined, of course, but if you're ever stuck, try and see if there are any new deductions you can make. To proceed to the next day, click on the coat rack to the side. That's like an old picture of Vincent. That's funny. Okay, we're on day 3, which is Wednesday. Well, look who's still open. In a world of dwindling light, you're a beacon in the night. I don't plan on closing anytime soon. Let's catch up, just like the old days. Okay, now press the clue button and show clue button to open the combined notebook and present him with the new combined clue. Select Peter's Street Smarts clue to ask him for more information. The story about the broad that got iced at a speakeasy? What about it? What do you think happened? You read the story. I'm sure the journos did a great job. They always do. Don't be like that. I want your opinion. You're fishing, and for what? I got nothing for you. You and me both know how this show plays out. The papers spin the same stories. The hoy-poly get all worked up, and ain't no one got the real facts, except for the ones who know to keep their mouths shut. And folk who say the city council are fabricating the killings, they got their heads screwed on wrong. Brookavie officials can barely patch a hole in the road, far less stage a murder. I know a professional job when I see one, and this ain't professional. But it was done by someone who has experience, someone who planned it out real careful, and who's done it before. Did you visit that speakeasy? Yes. And? Plenty of folk went there, so don't go making inferences. You know where the line is. No need to see what happens if you step over. Who else went there? Hard to tell. It was a mixed crowd. Let me think. Elena Dragos, the type of rich blonde who don't want nothing to do with me. Last year she made it big thanks to her daddy winning the jackpot at a poker tourney. Elliot, the sour-faced alcoholic who popped in occasionally. If he was in school, I'd beat the snot out of him and take his milk money. I still might. And Killian Duran, the rich kid with the baby face and the soft hands. You taking roll call. If this bartending gig doesn't work out, I suggest a job as an intrepid reporter. What you think of that, Scoops? All right, I was just curious. Okay, so when you don't feel like asking a customer any further questions, you can always press the wave button in the bottom right to exit the conversation, regardless of how many actions you have left. However, if you still have questions for Peter, you can simply continue your conversation. Okay, so, what sort of drinks do you like, Peter? Should we ask his preferences? I like proper drinks, something pure like vodka. Anything else? Coffee helps. Keep me sharp in the wee hours. You work late? You know I do. Nothing good happens in the morning, so best sleep through it. I got a lot more done when everyone else is asleep and out of the way. Despite the name, a cold winter usually keeps me warm during those long nights. I remember. Okay, know anything about Natalie Reed? So between us, I assume you never went legit. How's work these days? Maybe we should ask him about work? I don't know. Might be a good question. Good, although I'm being real careful about who I talk to these days. Trust is hard earned. You feel the same? Sure. I'll be straight with you when the time is right. But we ain't as close as we used to be. Let's take things slow. Oh, I don't mind going slow with you, Peter. I do. Well, I won't go home, but I can't stay here. Make sure you don't get into any mischief while I'm gone. That's my job. I forgot to give him a drink. Will do. Okay. I can't believe I forgot to give him a drink. That is so silly. Okay, so let's start with this guy. I think this is Elliot. He's in a bad mood. So a moody-looking man sits down. He takes a deep breath and hunches over the bar, avoiding eye contact. Long day. Every day is the same length. Can I get a cocktail? Sure. As your hand moves to grip a glass, he holds his palms up, stopping you. Wait. Please make sure it's a clean glass. All our glasses are clean. I'm sure, but I've had bad experiences. Smudges and such. One glass, no smudges. Good, I'll have that cocktail. I am waiting. Any particular flavors you enjoy? Nothing too fruity. I don't like seeds or pith in my mouth. Maybe something minty. Okay, so no fruits with seeds. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. The man closely inspects it and gives a reassuring nod. Coming right up. Hope it's good. So he likes something minty, which would be mint punch. Copper Bullet has mint. Maybe we could get him talking a little bit more. Let's give him a Copper Bullet. Not bad. As long as the glass is clean, I won't complain. So we did get him into where he'll talk, so that's a good thing. You watch him down the rest. When the glass is empty, he wipes it carefully with his sleeve, making sure to clean the rim where his lips were. Are you a big drinker? There's not much else to do in Brookavy. To be honest, I'm not usually out on days like these, but my date got canceled. Are you open the whole weekend? We are. Good. That's when I usually need a drink. I'm Elliot, by the way. I live a few streets over. Nice to meet you, Elliot. Can I get you another drink? Look, nice to meet you. Can I get you another drink? No. I should head home. Thanks a lot for the drink. I'll be back soon. See you then. Okay, so once again, just an introduction. A young woman sits casually at the bar. Before she says a word, she looks at the list of drinks on the wall behind you, a tad confused. Evening. Hello. What can I get you? I don't know what I'm feeling today. I want something strong, but I'm also craving something sweet. I can try and help you out. Make up your mind. Huh, that'd probably help. Okay, let's roll the dice. Surprise me. What do you like again? Something strong, but I'm also craving something sweet. Okay. So strong and sweet. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Let's make you something nice. I'm looking forward to it. Strong and sweet. Could be the poison drop. That counts probably too strong. Let's try the poison drop. I like how that one looks. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this one. Delicious. Have you been open long? Not particularly. I thought this place seemed new. Below a bookshop, too. I used to come here to buy books when I was a kid, whenever my father gave me pocket money. Either way, consider me as sold, I guess. How'd you afford somewhere on the boulevard? Vincent owns the place. Vincent owns the place. Right. Anyway, I'm Elena Dragos. I brought a few friends along, and we're already a bit tipsy, if you haven't already noticed. She didn't have to tell you that. They reek of booze. You hide it well. During a prohibition, Hey, you hide it well. Okay, so we got affection with that. Yeah, we found a bottle in the basement and we're celebrating our friend's birthday. Anyway, I'm gonna go look for my friends. I hope they haven't wandered off. Take care. You too. I mean, your friends are right there, but okay. Before he even sits down, you can tell this young man has an attitude. He frowns at the bar. His seat, the drink section, then you. You wish you weren't so good at handling men like him. You've had more experiences than you wish for. He looks your way when he sits down. When you don't immediately give him attention, he taps the table twice. What can I get you? Surprise me. Give me some hints. Well, I'm a big fan of rum, I think. You think? You watch him try to get comfortable in his seat. He looks over his shoulder at the 3 girls he came in with, then regards you with an urgent look in his eye. You're the bartender, so tend to bar and serve me something. I don't drink too much, and my parents are into wines, not cocktails. I can handle that. Thank you. All right, pour away. What flavors do you enjoy? Something with a sweet touch, like rum. All right, pour away. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Let's get you something nice. Don't keep me waiting now. Okay, so he likes sweet stuff. He's not very big with alcohol, though, because you could tell by his, alcohol preference down there, or his ability to tolerate it, I guess I should say. Something with rum. Let's try mint punch. Oh, this looks fine indeed. I'm Killian. You might have met my parents at some point, the Durans. Might have. I don't think so. We'll say might have. You might have met a doctor with that surname, though it's fuzzy. Fine people, though I suppose as private doctors, perhaps a bit out of your price range for healthcare. With that, he pays, turns around, and goes to sit back at the table. Dick. The young, well-dressed woman sits at the bar and waits. She doesn't seem the happiest, but as soon as you look at her, she puts on a smile and leans on the bar. What can I get for you? I don't really know, if I'm honest. Too many options. How about I choose? I'd appreciate that. I feel a bit out of my depth here. Something light, though. I have work in the morning. I'm looking forward to trying something you make for me. Okay, so what flavors are you fond of? May sound odd, but tomato. Okay, so that's an easy one. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Let's make you something nice. Many thanks. So the femme fatale would be hers because that's the one that's got tomato in it. That's lovely. Thank you. Places like this are fascinating to me. I'm not used to all this. You're as welcome as anyone. She tilts her head as if she's wondering whether to agree or not. I keep thinking the constabulary will arrest me any moment. If my friends were caught, they would pay a fine, but I'd end up in jail. I understand. Yes, I think you do. I'm Maria Popa, by the way. I'm here with my friend Elena. Speaking of, I should probably go back there. I wouldn't want to miss out on another story from Wendy about how her butler's getting fat and her swimming pool is too big. Good luck. You see her put on a smile, grab her drink, and make her way over to the table. Okay, and the last introduction of the night. A woman sits down at the bar. Her eyes are piercing, and she scans the room. Then you, taking everything in. She's dressed up with diamond earrings and a pearl necklace and a coat that could be mink. What can I get you? This place is charming, as it is easy to find. When Elena mentioned a speakeasy on the boulevard, I can't say I expected this. Money has flooded into the Brookview Boulevard and washed away the dirt, but some of the character too. However, it seems to have flowed past this venue without impact. I can't tell if that's a compliment. I'm confused. Do you like it here? I can't tell if that's a compliment. As close to one as you're likely to get from me. I'm Wendy Brooker. You might have heard of my father. You haven't, but she says it with enough confidence that you feel like you should. Well, I don't think you'll need to ask around too much to know my reputation. Impeccable. And if you stay on my good side, I'll even think of an endearing nickname for you. Okay, do you want a drink? Don't make me beg. What does a lady like you drink? Something strong enough to make everyone look just a little more fabulous, but not too much. Don't make me beg. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Let's see if I can impress you. A difficult task, but nothing is impossible, darling. Okay, not much from what she said. Let's try evening prayer. I think that might have been her favorite from the demo, but I can't remember. Customer is king. Discover at least one favorite cocktail for 10 customers. Nice. Okay, so you know how to pour a drink with some glamour. I never doubted you. I'll take this back to my table now, darling. Enjoy. Okay, so now's the time when we can ask some questions. Evening, Elena. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Let's see if we can ask this one. Sure, I visited. Okay, that's all she's got to give me. Let's ask about Natalie Reed. I'm not talking about that evil floozy. I'm here to have a good time. Elena seems very guarded about the topic. She also seems to know something. Perhaps she's more talkative when drunk. Okay. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Who are the people you came with? You know, I don't particularly like the Novera Rich or the Oldio Rich. A killing a sweep of power, painfully innocent. Wendy has her moments. The only person I really want around me is Maria. Why do you socialize with them? What's so good about Maria? Why do you socialize with them? Because they're useful. The wealthy don't see us people. We're tools, so I've sort of adapted that mindset. But you're rich. You're not getting it. I was born poor. That stain stays with you. For Killian, he was born middle class, so he's closer to home. I might be wealthy now, but I didn't come into money through gem mining or property or an aristocratic aunt. Gambling. My father's money now, but all that means is that he has more to lose, and gamblers always lose in the end. If I don't integrate myself with these people, maybe even shack up with one of them, we'll have nothing again. I'll be nothing to them. In the grand scheme, I'm a blip and a momentary fleeting thing in these people's lives. I've got to hook them in, get them invested, and eventually probably marry one if I want to keep this lifestyle. I just wish I could, I don't know, trust them a bit more. Some of them are decent, I think, but I know where I came from, and I know I won't go back. That has to be my focus. That's quite the plan. I'm a chess player. Planning ahead is what I do. It still seems a bit cynical. You mean pragmatic. Seeing how quickly people changed the way they treated me the moment I got money left me a little jaded, I suppose. On good days, I think my new friends aren't like that. They're better than that. Wendy and Killian might have more of them than I admit, but I still don't fully trust them yet. Okay, so this one we have to wait for her to be a little more loose lips. Okay, this one we have to be friends, I'm assuming. Maybe not. I don't get the sun. Okay, so let's ask about the nightcap. Pleasant crowd, mostly. There's a few people here that I'm not good on good terms with, but it's a bar, so that's to be expected. Who? I'd rather not get into it, honestly. I have a feeling I know who you're talking about. Do you? Who? Can't think of anyone right now. Elliot, Peter. I can't see it being Peter. I doubt she knows him. But she might. You know, of her father, because he got his money from gambling, so he may have had some gambling debts. Could be Elliot, though. How'd you guess that? Just instinct. He's a piece of work, all right, especially when he's drunk. A few months before Prohibition, I was at a casino with my father on my birthday. He wasn't exactly going to bake me a cake, and I didn't want to be alone all day till the club's open, and I could see my friends. So I figured I'd take an interest in his hobby. And while Dad was playing Baccarat, Elliot made a play for me. Creepy. Oh? Creepy. Okay, we got affection for that one. Obviously, I turned him down pretty quickly, but I remember him getting so angry. I tried to brush him off gently, but he really didn't get the message. I've dealt with fellas shouting at me before, but this was different. The more his rage built, the quieter he got, but you could tell he was losing control, shaking. I clung to my dad after that and didn't go back to the casino, but I'd still see him around sometimes. It makes my skin crawl. Sorry you went through that. Don't be. Be cautious. He has a few screws loose if you ask me. I'll keep that in mind. Wait, is that the time? I should get going. See you later. Bartender, we meet again. That tends to happen if you visit. I bet you hear all sorts of tittle-tattle in here. What's the subject of the day? Did you know Natalie Reed? A little. I saw her at the Hotel Jubilee a while ago. I saw her, greeted her, and she threw up all over my new suit. I helped her get a radio cab home. Really? She was drunk then? Which one? She was drunk then? Yeah, she was a bit of a mess. My father always said loose women of, Migray? Meneer lack the ability to handle alcohol with grace like more refined ladies. You know she's dead, right? Yes, Elena told me this morning. I was rather sad, but more in a fleeting, oh, maybe I'll die one day sort of way. I didn't really know her, so... You will die one day. That's all. Like, you will die one day. Is that a threat? Just a fact. It's not a nice thing to say, is it? I bet you hear all sort of tittle-tattle. Okay, so I don't need to repeat that all the time. Why are you drinking so much? You clearly don't enjoy it. It's something to do. Nights are boring without parties. That's it, really. Killian seems to be hiding something. Perhaps serving him enough alcohol will make him talk. Understood? Okay, so that's one that we have to get through. Let's show him this evidence here. Because he was brought up in it. Sure, I visited. Not helpful. Okay, what do you think of Elena? Elena's a lot of fun to be around. She's like summer sun bursting through clouds. Poetic. Very bubbly. Funny that someone like her can come from such a poor family. Lots of personality. Sometimes what comes out of her mouth sounds like intellectual gibberish to me, but even the most frivolous words are kissed on the way out by those heavenly lips. If I don't get home soon, my mother will lock me out. Bye. Bye, loser. Living at home with your parents. Good evening. Evening, Maria. Okay, we should chat, I guess, past the time. Okay, did you know Natalie Reed? The accountant? I don't think I met her. I'm sure I didn't. Did you hear about her death? I saw the headlines, like the start of some macabre murder mystery, but without the cheery ending, probably. The police will catch whoever did it. Maybe a killer can get away with murdering street girls or factory workers, but not someone like her. Let's hope. Okay, so let's see if she's got any information about this. Sure, Elena's been there. Okay, that's not helpful. You're not a big drinker? Not at all. If I'm honest, I come here because Elena asked me along, and leaving her at a bar alone isn't something I'm comfortable with. You're a good friend. I think so too. Elena and I have been through a lot. I like knowing she's safe. Even if it means drinking. Oh, it's not so bad. Sometimes having a few drinks makes the book I'm reading even more exciting. Though I often lose my place and have to read the same page over and over. You're welcome to read anything on the shelves. Reading in bars kind of sad. Like, you're welcome to read anything on the shelves. Okay, we got an affection from that. Really? I mean, thanks. Thank you. I wasn't sure if a speakeasy was for me, but a speakeasy with a library. Tell me about yourself. Oh, what do you want to know? I'm a people pleaser. Is that okay? I work at that old tailor's in the Stacks. The other girls, it seems good, talk about drinking and dancing, but I just keep my head down. They think I'm dull, but I knew that place would catch fire one day. There was a fire? Really? Like, there was a fire? That building is a death trap. We don't know who blew the fuse. In a house of matches, it can be hard to find the first spark, you know. But it didn't burn down completely. Elena and I just can't play chess in the basement anymore. Oh, you play chess? When we were at school, we played for boiled sweets. It's a wonder we still have teeth. The women in the workhouse think I'm quiet and boring, but I watch them and I see things. Patterns, not just in the fabric, but in the city, in people, and most of all, in chess. Elena's good, but most days I can beat her. There's a fire in me. Competition. Even without candy, victory is still sweet. You're a grandmaster? Huh, not quite. Although I have won tournaments, we both won a few, but none that were official or major. Elena always beats me when the stakes are high. It's like the pressure of playing against my friend makes me, well, in the heat of competition, she lights up and I burn out. She just wants it more. I once asked her what her secret is. I'll never forget what she said. Never dim your star to make others shine brighter. Any other hobbies that aren't so intense? Cooking, I guess. I make great charmel, but this is starting to feel like a job interview instead of a drinks order. Fair point. We could chat, I guess. Pass the time. You and Elena play chess together? We do, yes. We've been partners since we were 8. We met at a chess club in school. We were rivals, but ended up being best friends. That's a long friendship. I know her better than myself at this point. Chess is about getting into your opponent's head. I liked it inside hers. Does that sound strange? Yes, a little. A little. We can get very competitive, but we share the same dream. To get a little bit better every day, and to beat all those stuffy old bearded men at the chess council together. We know each other so well now. I'm not sure our practice is helping us get to the next level, but I also just enjoy the time we spend together. We dream of one day beating Brokovy's top grandmasters. We're getting closer. Elena won a tournament a few weeks ago, and I came second. I was so happy. We played against each other in the finals, and it was intense. It felt like my whole life was building to that moment. Since we were in the top spots, we knew we'd already qualified for the next tournament in a few months with the grandmasters. So in a way, the final was like a victory lap for us. Have I talked about chess too much? Sometimes I can't tell if I'm talking too much about something I love. But either way, thanks for listening. Anytime. Oh, it's really late. I'm going to head home. I have something on tomorrow. Thanks for the drinks. You're welcome. Okay, and last but not least, we meet again. Evening. What do you want to know, bartender? Okay, so let's ask her about them being there. Common sense has been chasing you, my darling, but you can run. Try to form thoughts more fully before you speak. I will try. Okay, that's just rude. You could have just said, look, I don't know anything about it. Okay, do you know anything about Natalie Reed? The dead woman? I knew of her. It's quite unavoidable when you're in the company of Elena Dragos, especially when she's had a few drinks. How come? I could bore you with long-winded stories about Elena's infamous drunken rants, but why would I deny you the pleasure of experiencing them firsthand? You certainly seem to be well placed to engineer such a rant once again. Just give me a warning before you do, so I may cover my ears in time. I will try. How do you know everyone? I'm cordial with Elena and Maria, and I know Killian. We met a while ago at tango class, in pre-prohibition times. Don't get me wrong, they're not hideously dull or anything. I just feel they are slow to trust and reluctant to say anything genuine. You feel the same, or are you an open book? It takes a while for me to warm up. What you see is what you get. Like a cannoli, it's what's on the inside that counts. I've noticed you do a lot of watching. You pour drinks while keeping your eye on your customers, the sign of a good bartender, or someone who's fearful of their own clientele. I can't blame you, though. Imagine if one of us were police. Are you? She laughs, and for the first time it sounds genuine. You've amused her, and she lets the mask slip for a moment. You've known plenty like her, and learned to never let your guard down around them. No. I wish there was something as exciting as a police informant among us. But alas, we are as we seem. Well, other than Maria. She's not rich at all. Dirt poor, in fact. But you can tell. If you look closely, you can tell. She purses her lips briefly, a smile flashing across her face. Not the friendliest thing to say. Friendly? What an odd concept. Elena pays for everything. Maria's a puppy in her purse. But we all do what we must. In her position, maybe I'd do the same. The poor girl's head must be spinning. Evenings in the casinos, speakeasies, and clubs with Elena, then back to her threadbare bed sheets each night in the stacks. What a contrast. It's cruel, really. You don't seem to like Maria much. Do you even like Maria? You don't seem to like her much. I don't like Elena much right now either, but again, they might grow on me. Maria and Elena have some quirks, which I like, imperfections, and they're both sharp as tacks if you haven't heard. Maria hides it under a shy facade, while Elena hides it under a layer of, blondness. Opinions are fluid. For example, I didn't care for you, but perhaps the tide is slowly shifting. Same with the girls, Elena and Maria. If they would just ease off the chess chat and address the sexual tension in the room instead, I might enjoy their company a great deal more. I'm sure. Tell me about yourself, Wendy. I love that idea. She opens her mouth in mock surprise and lets out a little delighted giggle. What's there to say? I grew up at Papa's old estate, home Heath, out in the country. I moved to Berkevie because I got bored, and I came to dive bars like this because I love the entertainment. Dive bar? I'd say you fit right in. Oh, are we sparring? That's adorable. You continue to meet my expectations. People must love you. I'll play along. Like, people must love you. Got an affection there? Come, darling. I'm being exceedingly gentle. Let's get to know each other better. Or worse, if you prefer. I'll start. I was born, I moved here, and now I'm sat in this cramped little stool talking to someone who has a very colorful background. How do you know about my background? I guess criminals can be dangerous. Like, how do you know about my background? I know a lot, darling, and most of what I know, I keep to myself. This has been delightful. I mean that. It's refreshing to have repartee with someone who can keep up. Or repertoire. Yeah, repertoire with someone who can keep up. Chin chin. Sure. Well, would you look at the time? I'm going to make my way home before the sun comes up. Good night, Wendy. Okay, and that is everyone, so let's go ahead and end the day. Okay, Street Smarts, Peter Freeman, The Last Drop, Speakeasy, when Natalie reads Murder. Okay, I don't think we're going to get anything out of these, but we'll just double check really quick. Okay, yeah, we didn't get anything new, so we'll just end the day. Oh, hello, Hugo. Constable Hugo Mertens marches down the steps to the bar, his hand deep in his pockets as he inspects the other guests with confusion. After a moment, he makes his way over to you, pulls over a chair, and sits slightly too close. Constable Mertens. Barkeep. Seems like business is booming. I never thought a life of crime would be this social for you. This is my job. These patrons could pass for respectable. Maybe they are. What do you want? They're good people. Mostly. Okay, so we boosted the affection. That's good. Yes, well, I just want to check how much you know about these supposed good people. Someone on the streets knew her. Use that knowledge to your benefit. If you have anything worth sharing with me, I'd be happy. I'll be staying here for a while. Okay, so open the notebook to present him with the new clue. Using clues on a detective like Hugo will never consume actions, so make sure to show him anything interesting you find. He may have useful insights. Now select the potential patron's clue to see what he has to say about it. So, Elena Dragos, Killian Duran, and Elliot Lynn all frequented The Last Drop around the time before Natalie Reed was murdered. And you say you got this information from Peter Wagner? Mr. Wagner is well known around multiple police stations throughout Berkevie, and the only reason he knew all this was because he was present at the time as well. So let's add him to our little list of suspects, shall we? What happens now? Now that I know I'm not wasting my time with you, the next step would be figuring out which one of these four might be our killer. Hugo pulls out 2 photographs from his coat and hands them over. The first one shows an ornate, decorated lighter lying on the pavement. The second shows a nasty-looking syringe. It's empty and small bits of blood can be seen around the needle. These 2 items were found at the crime scene. Check around and see what they mean to our suspects. Any more questions? About the syringe. The murder weapon is peculiar and devious. It's some sort of lethal toxin. Back before the Prohibition, it was slipped into drinks, but since then, most of the victims have been found with a puncture mark. From this needle? Correct. We tried to see if it's a special type that was used, but unfortunately, this one is available at any pharmacy. Doesn't help that it's basically the industry standard for any medical profession into profession into SARA either. Whatever the nature of the toxin, it wasn't fast. Perhaps the killer wants to watch the victims suffer a bit before they die. The victims each had different puncture wounds, arms, legs, but in this case it was the back of the neck, so the perpetrator attacked from the rear. The tests that we have run so far are currently inconclusive. Damn it, if this was back in Belgium, I'd know how to find better toxicologists. Do you know any toxins that have these effects? Many simple chemicals can be lethal when injected. This perpetrator has chosen a cruel implement to achieve his goals. I'm making the apprehension of this villain my sole mission. We have to stop him. Any more questions? About the lighter. It was close to the body, and it's quite ornate. It has a pattern on it, metal flowers skirting the edges. I asked around at a few tobacco shops and always got the same answer. This one is custom made. We might guess that the killer is a smoker. Only a few million of those. Nasty habit. I don't know. Is he a smoker? I want to try to get his affection up. I don't know. Nasty habit? Oh, that was bad. I'm surprised you think so. Most people here smoke, especially those with colorful backgrounds. Any more questions? Bella, what are you doing? Well, let's go with only a few million of those. Okay, we got our affection up. All right, and we're level 1. Yes, that doesn't narrow the field too much. All is clear. Good. One last thing. Hand over your notebook. You place the notebook in Hugo's outstretched hand. He pulls his pencil out of his pocket and quickly adds a new section at the back. After looking it over one last time, he hands it back. I added some questions I need answered to when reporting my findings about the case. The detectives at the station used this method to put together a case. I intend to do the same. First, we need a suspect to investigate. We narrowed it down to 4 people already, but given we're working with a serial killer, we can only get a warrant for one. After this, we need solid evidence to confront them with. The 2 things I need answered are, what is the killer's motive? And what evidence proves the killer was present at the time of Natalie's death? If you can find clues that answer these 2 questions for any of the suspects, assign them in the section I added and hand over your notebook so we can review your findings. But you can only submit a suspect once, so you have to be sure, and you should also consider evidence that might clear a suspect. Will that be enough to convict them? On its own, no, but it's much easier to get a confession when you're presenting solid evidence. From there, it becomes a lot easier to arrest someone. Don't make me regret my choices here. I trust you with enough information to get me in an uncomfortable position. Let me down, and I'll make sure things become very uncomfortable for you. Got it? Very well. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. Okay, so Hugo has just added a brand new clue or brand new case tab to your notebook. Let's have a look. Once the notebook, open the notebook by clicking the button to the top right of the screen. This button also works when not in a conversation with a customer. Select the highlighted tab at the top to navigate to the newly added case page. In this file, you'll find an overview of each suspect in the case. The evidence you've collected so far in each suspect will be displayed here. The case file displays clues that show a suspect's motive, the evidence that proves they could have committed the crime, as well as any potential defense that rules them out as a potential culprit, such as alibi. Once you are confident you know who the culprit is, you can pass the Submit a Case button at the bottom of the page. Doing this will summon Hugo, who will review the details of the case and look at the evidence you have collected with a critical eye. For now, press the X in the top right to exit the notebook. If you're already in a conversation with Hugo, like you are now, you can also press this button in the bottom right to submit your case. Once you submit a culprit, your answer can no longer be changed. You only get one shot. If you submit your case before the deadline is passed, Hugo will leave to present your case to his superior and won't return until the final day. It's up to you to find evidence on all the suspects and figure out who is innocent and who is guilty. Their fate lies in your hands. Good luck, bartender. Okay, so let's make him a drink, although we don't really have any actions with him. So you lift a clear glass from the tray and place it on the table. Would you like a drink, Constable? I shouldn't, but perhaps just one won't hurt. Now, you know you want my drink. Okay, so he does like the wake-up call. Ah, perfect. Well, as perfect as a crime can be. Ooh, got our affection up really good. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. Okay, I want to know who I'm working for. Constable Hugo Mertens, that's all you need to know. Right. Favorite color? Blue. Hobbies? I'm partial to pointless conversations and wasting my time. You have no hobbies. If I indulge this line of questioning, will it motivate you to trust me? Yes. Fine. I like building miniatures, and when I was younger, I collected model trains. Tell me more. I'm a collector. What more is there to say? We all collect things. You collect useless information. Why, I collect trains. I don't have them anymore, before you ask. I had to leave them back in Belgium. Did you have a little railway? Yes, and my fiancé hated it. All of those objects are with my parents now. Is that all? Oh, well, I would have loved it. I mean, maybe you should dump your fiancé. Just saying. I still have more questions. Tough. Fair enough. What sort of drink do you usually like, Constable? Something with coffee. Why? It's my job to know. I suppose it is. Do you memorize everyone's favorite drinks? Why are you suspicious? I try. That's an admirable goal. But let's not get too chummy. If you want to scribble this in your little notebook, I like anything with coffee, because we drink it a lot in Belgium. Reminds me of home. Noting that down. You have a fiancé? Indeed I do, and you needn't look so surprised. But I am surprised. Like, I'm not. Good. Is that all then? I wonder what happens if you say you are. I don't think it'll affect me, but it might. But I am surprised. I have a life outside of my work, you know. The lines might sometimes blur, but I'm more than my job. Either way, my personal life is my business. Mind your own. I'll note that down. Do you know Peter? Peter has a storied history of the Brookavie police. You can usually count on him being on the wrong side of the law. We're working off the assumption that Peter moonlights as a henchman for bigger fish, maybe even the Burga Boys gang, under Carla. It makes me wonder whether a boss like Carla could have had something to do with this, but she's white-collar and more interested in larceny and laundering than murder. Why are you doing a detective's job? Because those idiots are so busy chasing promotions, they forgot to actually look for criminals. One of them confided in me how he figured out all the victims of the Brookavie Boulevard killer are all blonde women. He condescendingly told me to keep that to myself and be a good constable. I can tolerate them being competitive, but not when there's humans' lives at stake. I didn't expect you to be so noble. Okay, let's present this one. I might have overshared when I had a few too many drinks. Let's not discuss that further. I trust your discretion on this. I suppose it is information about the killer, though. Maybe you can piece something together with this. I'm prepared to answer all your questions. Yeah, see, you think he would tell me about that. Drinking a little too much isn't a big deal to tell me that. The lighter. Why are you showing me this again? Do you smoke, Hugo? Barkeep, I am not a suspect. I'm just curious. Let's keep an open mind. Look, I'm just curious. Of course I smoke. You need something to help you relax? I mean, I can help you relax. I'm an underpaid constable with a bulging caseload and a junior detective snapping at my heels while we both chase the same promotion. Tobacco is the safest stimulant I can choose. I mean, I can help with the bulging caseload. Just saying. Right. But aren't cigarettes expensive? I don't know what you're hinting at, but that's enough now. Like I was saying anything. I don't know anything more than what I've already told you. Let's work together to find out how it fits in the bigger picture. It's your job to present this to our suspects and see how they respond. They'll likely have their guard down around you, so you might learn something. I'm prepared to answer any and all questions. Okay, so we've asked him everything. I mean, except for these. I guess we can go ahead and bring this up. Asking a criminal about a crime? Smart. Report what you find from this line of the investigation. We can't fail to follow any leads. We'll just go ahead and show him everything. Based on his presence alone, I think he's worth considering. I agree he's a key person of interest, and investigating him thoroughly is worthwhile. See, I don't think Peter has anything to do with it. I don't feel like that's his style. Yes, I know it. The constabulary should have shut that place down a long time ago. I confess I prefer it here. Thought it's a strange place for us to be working as detectives together. I'm prepared to answer all your questions. Okay, so we don't have any more. I have a bar to run. And I have a case to work. Good evening, barkeep. Oh, goodness me, we have so many people to talk to. Okay, let's put in a save. Let's start with Vincent, I guess. Good evening. I wouldn't mind a sip of something after a long day of reading. Evening, Mr. Fleur. They say conversation is a dying art. Let's prove them wrong. Okay, what sort of drinks do you like? Something classy with red wine served over ice, though feel free to experiment if inspiration strikes. All right? And a lemon. I love sucking on the lemon afterwards. Got it. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place on the table. Vincent perks up. A drink, Vincent? Absolutely. Something timeless, please. Okay, so his favorite drink is the Eastern Ruby, so we'll just go ahead and do that. You know me too well. This is my absolute favorite. Plus, if we make them their favorite, we get infinity with them. So I want to try to, or affection with them. I want to try to make this for everybody. I think somebody I didn't give them their favorite, but it did loosen them up a little bit. What do you know about Natalie Reed? Vincent looks down when you mention her name. He licks his lips, considering his next words carefully. I've been thinking back to when we met briefly at my accountant's office. She was smart, charming, and she knew when to drop that stiff Brokovy formality and be a little more laid back with her clients. I know she liked to drink. My accountant complained that she turned up worse for wear once or twice, so I imagine temperance was an issue. It was also no secret to my accountant that Natalie struggled financially due to her stubborn gambling addiction. How she managed to finance it is a mystery. I suppose it makes sense that she'd frequent speakeasies after the prohibition, so there really is a killer on the loose then. Apparently. Ghastly. I hope our customers tread lightly. Me too. What do you think of Killian? He's a boy in a man costume, petty and unkind. I'm against cuffing a child around their ear, but if his mother had lifted a hand now and then, he might have grown up to be a decent human. His family name is a good one, which is why his bad behavior is a shock. Vandalism, theft, scuffles, also unnecessary when his family has just run into money. Killian is trouble, and those close to him need to show a firmer hand. He's not that bad. He's certainly a bit of a brat. I knew that was going to give me a boost. He taps the bar in annoyance. Typical of the Noir rich. They can buy everything but class. That goes especially for Killian. Anything he can't obtain through money, he will attempt to obtain using less savory means. The boy doesn't understand the concept of the word no. Right. Natalie's dead. Let's ask about the lighter. A fancy lighter. Not exactly my taste. What is this about? Do you smoke, Mr. Fleur? Doesn't everyone? We must make the most of the time we have and find joy where we can. Ideally with lots of finely toasted tobacco, a choice of drinks, and a friend to share it all with. Smoking is unhealthy. I agree with that. There we go. Never mistake a lack of vice for virtue. The best people I know smoke, drink, and love good coffee. The worst man I ever met loved decaffeinated coffee. Decaf only works if you throw it in someone's face. I'm not judging, it was just a question. Then yes, I enjoy the occasional cigar. I can't really help you with that lighter, I'm afraid. It's alright. I beg your pardon. I have no idea what you're on about. Alright. Look at the time. I simply cannot linger any longer. I've slept on the Chase lounge upstairs before and my back did not thank me. Good night. Okay, let's go with Elliot again. I really think it's him, to be honest. I don't trust him. He feels like really skeevy to me. So I'm kind of leaning towards it could be him or Killian. Elliot sits down with a cigarette in his mouth and pulls a box of matches from his bottom pocket. We discourage smoking. These are menthol, and they make your breath smell good. If you must, I must. What do you need from me? What sort of drink do you like, Elliot? A well-made one. Do I need to be more specific? I think you do. Yes, well, I suppose that's reasonable. You cannot expect a bartender to produce quality drinks without suitable direction. Exactly. Something minty with soda. I like to feel fresh and wake up after a drink. Alcohol doesn't make you sleepy. I've developed my constitution till it no longer inhibits my focus. Alcohol sharpens my senses. Really? Indeed. And a drink with a clean mouthfeel livens the senses, not to mention how much it encourages intimacy with the opposite sex. Fresh breath is essential. Just hold off on the fruit punch. Feminine drinks reduce male vim and vigor and encourage the production of black bile in the body, which makes one melancholic and, I believe, less virile too. Pouring vodka into fruit juice is a waste, like a sophisticated gentleman wasting his time on tittle-tattle with loose women and mannerless men. Some men are born for better things, and they deserve better drinks too. Noted. Dude, I didn't need all that from you. Okay, so let's go ahead and make him drink. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place on the table. Elliot closely inspects it and nods. This look okay? Yes. Hurry up. Dude, you don't have to be rude. Okay, so I do have time. The copper bullet was not his favorite, but it did put him past the drinking. So let's go ahead and we'll give him a mint punch to get his favorite in there and get a little affection with him. Freshen your breath with that. That's a nice drink. Clean glass, crisp taste. What do you need from me? Did you see what happened to Natalie Reed? I don't know who that is. Brookavy is a big city. Would I even remember her? She worked nearby? This is Brookavy Boulevard. Everyone is nearby. Thanks anyway. Yeah, sure you didn't know her. How about this lighter? A lighter in the ground. People lose lighters all the time. What does this have to do with me? Don't you smoke, Elliot? All my life. Well, since school anyway. A while then. That makes two of us. Okay, got some affection. I was trying to fit in with the popular lads. I needn't have bothered. I'm not sure I even enjoy it anymore, but what I really don't enjoy is the shaking of my hands when I can't find tobacco. If you have any tips for quitting that actually work, let me know. It would save me a great deal of money. I'll keep an eye out for some. I don't know about a syringe. They're used by doctors and freely available at any pharmacy. What do you need from me? I heard you have a bit of a reputation here among my customers. I'm here to enjoy my drinks and escape my troubles, thank you. If I want to hear petty gossip, I'll join the girls hanging out at the tea's house. I see. I got work tomorrow, so I'm going to see you. See you. Didn't get much out of him. Let's talk to the priest. Bartender, Father Lacey. He's always in a bad mood. I don't think he's ever in a good mood. Please share something happy with me. I need to talk to someone who is not confessing mortal sins. Do you have a favorite drink? That is like choosing my favorite hymn. Too difficult. Indulge me. Surely something speaks to you tonight. Look, surely something speaks to you. He got affection. He takes a deep breath and eyes the shelves like he is poisoned, and they hold the antidote. You hold the rim of glass like you're ready to serve. He taps his finger along the bright wood of the bar top and clicks his tongue once. It would probably be the night count that you serve here. It has a bitter aftertaste that resonates with me. Any reason? Much of life is bitter. Might as well embrace it. Mix the bitterness in with other ingredients, which make it palatable. Right. Okay, so let's make him a drink. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place on the table. He takes a short breath. Need a drink, Father? Father? Makes me think of my vows. But priests are taught it is worse to abominate wine than to imbibe it. So I will choose the lesser sin. Okay, so we did make his favorite the night count. So I don't know if we need to get anything out of him right now to try to figure out something that makes him talk a little bit more. So let's go ahead. We'll just make him the night count. Because we want to get that affection up constantly. So we only want a drink that's going to make them talk when we need to. These drinks have really disturbed my equilibrium tonight. I should get back to the man's. Oh, so that made him a little bit of a drunk. Take care. We still didn't even get to talk to him. Okay, let's go with Carla. That's what I was, or Clara. I was gonna call her Carla, and then it still came out. Okay, quick, you gotta set me up. I'm in desperate need of a drink. What have I missed? What sort of drink do you like? Gotta sound weird, but something spiced. I love ginger ale in my drinks. If I didn't have to be careful with my coin, I'd only ever drink copper bullets. Is that weird? It's a little weird, but we do serve those. That's not weird. Glad you think so. What have I missed? Okay, so we did get some affection. So let's go ahead and give her a copper bullet. Need a drink, Clara. Nothing too strong. I have work tomorrow. Because this is her favorite. Oh, damn, this is perfect. Don't let me have too many of these. Okay, so let's ask about this. A lighter? What's that got to do with me? Do you smoke, Clara? There's no way in Hades I could afford cigarettes, though I can't swipe some from time to time from Norville the bellhop. You steal them? Yeah, he's usually drunk on Monday morning, so I can swipe him. But I sure as sugar can't buy any, and Norville is wising up, so it's getting harder and harder to nab some. Cryptic. I don't think this is relevant. Let me think of something else. What have I missed? Okay, so she had nothing to say about that. Okay, so we won't run any... Well, let's go ahead and we'll talk to her about something. What do you know about Natalie Reed? I guess I've seen her a few times before. The murder. She was in the Spire Lounge in the hotel a lot. Same as Elliot, Olivia, and even Elena once or twice. Did Natalie mix with anyone else? I saw her and Olivia order together at a bar. That stuck with me, because Olivia is kind of a big deal even amongst that lot, and everyone formed a crowd around her. I saw her hanging out with Elliot once or twice, too. Usually away from the bar, though, over at the Vantage booths. Interesting. Yeah, now that I think about it, Elena brought Killian along, too. I remember that pretty well, because he asked me out. I mean, I don't wear a badge or anything, but do I look like I'm out here trying to date men? No, I get it. What have I missed? Okay, so let's just ask her something else. Okay. Why do you visit? Isn't it risky? Probably. Then again, I could get hit by a radio carriage tomorrow while crossing the road. How's that relevant? I mean, you have a point. Sifu says boats are safest in a harbor, but that's not what boats are built for. I can't think of anything I love that couldn't kill me. Also, just because something has a rule doesn't make it right. Sounds about right. Oh, wait, I have work tomorrow. I gotta get some sleep, so good luck with the bar. Night. All right, let's bring Elena over. Hello, hello. What does a girl need to do to get a drink around here? Evening, Elena. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Okay, so what sort of drink do you like? My favorite has to be the poison drop. Nothing tops that one. Very specific. Hey, if you don't tell people exactly what you like, how will you ever get what you want? Good point. It's better than Maria anyway. The woman likes tomatoes in her drinks. It's indecent. Okay, need a drink, Elena? Yes, get me drunk. Well, I mean, I don't want to do that, because then you'll just end up leaving. Okay, so I don't know if we have anything we need to get out of her just yet, so let's give her the poison drop, which is her favorite drink. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this one. Delicious. All right, we got the affinity boost. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Okay. I was just kind of looking at what I could do. Let's show her the lighter. Don't just show me a photograph of a lighter. If there's something you want to know, ask. Do you smoke, Elena? She glances over her shoulder, scanning the bar to ensure nobody is within hearing distance. I think I can trust you on this. Yes, I smoke every now and then. Just don't tell anyone, okay? Why the secrecy? It's Maria. She hates smokers so much. I enjoy the occasional cigarette, but I'd hate to disappoint my best friend. So I do my best to hide it. I never carry any tobacco in my purse, and when I smoke, I borrow a lighter or matchbox from someone else. Doesn't it become a hassle after a while? I am conflicted. Best friends shouldn't make each other feel guilty, but perhaps it's better if I quit. Perhaps. A photograph of a syringe. What's this about? Know anything about it? Too much. I saw plenty of those at the hospital back when I was working as a nurse. You were a nurse. Sometime before my dad earned our fortune, I worked at the Brookavie Hospital. Those syringes were used every day over there. I switched jobs last year and became an assistant for Dr. Duran. She's Killian's mom, if you've met him. While working there, I noticed she used the exact same ones. For whatever reason, she locks them in a cabinet. Do you have access to them? Of course I did. I think she locked them away because of Killian. I returned the key the day I quit the job, though. Strange topic, syringes. I'm just glad I never have to use them now that I'm happily unemployed. Glad your fortune changed. Okay, so they had access to syringes. Oh, we were able to get the smoking out of her because we had an affinity. I keep saying affinity. Affection. Let's ask if she's dating. It's complicated, but I'm seeing someone. Even if some people might prefer me to be. Wait, it's complicated, but I'm seeing someone. Even if some people might prefer me to be. Who prefers that? Maria, mainly. Though I can't say many of my friends approve of my love life. Why not? Many reasons. I guess if we discuss in the abstract, we can talk about this, even if it's a difficult subject. Sure. I guess what I can't decide is, how do you choose between your best friend and a potential partner? I mean, what's more important, old friendships or new love? Love comes and goes, friends are forever. Follow your heart sounds yeah, like love comes and goes, but your friends are forever. But I would also say you should follow your heart. I don't know. I don't know which one would be good for her. Probably get affection from it. I mean, but essentially it could lead her probably down either route. So let's just go love comes and goes, friends are forever. That got us the affection. I used to think that too. But surely a good friend wants you to find love. I don't know. Is a friend supposed to support your choices, or is a friend supposed to tell you the hard truths you don't want to hear? Friendship is about honesty. Friendship is about letting you make your own mistake. Look, it's about honesty. You might have a point. I need to think about this. I should talk to Maria. We can talk about anything, or we could, but we've been through a lot. I hope she understands that this time the guy I like is different. Is he really different? Yes. Yes, I think he is. That's nice to hear. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Let's say, so you and Maria. What about us? Are you two dating? Maria? No, but we're close. I must have been mistaken then. Huh, I get that a lot. Elaine is still blushing. This topic seems to be something she wouldn't discuss unless she really trusts you. Ah. Wait, is that the time? I should get going. See you later. Okay, so we have to have even higher affinity. I don't even know if we'll get to that point for this case, but I mean, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so bartender, we meet again. That tends to happen if you visit. Okay, so let's see, what sort of drinks do you like, Killian? Something that can get me drunk without it feeling like I'm drinking alcohol. Elaborate. So sugary drinks then. I love the light sugary stuff. I think your mint punch fits the bill. Got it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get him a drink. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Need a drink, Killian? What else would I be here for? The ambiance? Alright, so let's make him his mint punch. Oh, this looks fine indeed. I bet you hear all sorts of tittle-tattle in here. What's the subject of the day? Okay, so we've asked him everything we can except for this one. Or we might have. Did we get him drunk? What if I ask that one again? Yeah, okay, so we do. So we're going to have to get him tanked at some point. But let's go ahead and show him the lighter and stuff. A lighter? Goodness, I'm not sure what this has to do with me. Are you a smoker, Killian? Killian looks uncomfortable, as if recalling an unpleasant memory. He looks you up and down. Absolutely not. The son of a doctor knows better than to engage in such unhealthy habits. Despite his words, Killian twitches nervously. Smart man. I bet you hear all sorts of tittle-tattle. Okay, so we have to get his affinity up. Which I don't... How are we going to do that? We've already asked him some stuff. Hope I didn't miss anything. Hey now, that syringe looks familiar. It does? Of course. My mom is a medical professional, so we have some of these lying around her surgery. She even has some at her home practice, behind lock and key, obviously. You should ask Elena about this stuff if you haven't already. She used to briefly work for my mother and actually use them. She did? Yes, it's how we got initially acquainted, you see. She was always a bright thing, but back then she was just a nurse. Now she's come into wealth, she has really bloomed. Anyway, unlike me, she carried a key and actually had access to the cabinet where these things are stored. Naturally, she returned it after resigning, but my mother decided to change the locks nevertheless. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so she changed the locks, but that doesn't mean that she didn't keep one. I don't know if he'd know any of these. Let's try this one, I guess. Blondes. I love blondes. Another reason this killer must be stopped. I bet you hear all sorts of tales now. Okay, dude, that was not helpful. I just learned about his interests. Let's see. Do you know your wannabe girlfriend's a smoker? Elena smokes. I was not aware. If I don't get home soon, my mother will lock me out. Bye. Okay, so that didn't get anything out of that. Okay, get back over here, cutie. Okay, so I've got some more clues to run by you really quick. See what you think about them. She has debts. You should look into how this could be related to the case. Money is a powerful motivator. I'm prepared to answer all of your questions. Interesting. Confront Elliot and Elena with this and see how they respond. Put them on the spot and watch out for the quivering lip or the twitching eye. I'm not sure how this is related to the case. Keep your focus. Not every door must be open. Not every lead must be followed. Use your intuition. Interesting. So one of the suspects has seen and used syringes while working as a nurse. Considering what our murder weapon is, that's very interesting indeed. I think we can piece something together with this. Interesting. The doctor may just be a key piece of our puzzle. Try and see if this fits together with the evidence we already have. Okay, so obviously he's telling us we were going to be able to piece something together. I don't know why that still had an exclamation mark on it. Okay, so let's read over the characters. So Vincent Florer, a lover of literature and the owner of Libraria, the bookshop on the Brookavie Boulevard that is located above your speakeasy, doesn't approve of the nouveau rich like Killian Duran, who he thinks lacks class despite their newfound wealth. Clara Salo, a hotel maid whose rough edges and boisterous behavior hide a pleasant, caring personality. An uptight... Does he have like 2 different drinks? Or 3? Interesting. An uptight but seemingly well-meaning officer on the Brookavie police force who has enlisted you to be his assistant. Used to live in Belgium before coming to Brookavie. Enjoys building miniatures and used to collect model trains. Is currently engaged, though he refuses to disclose to whom. Oh my god, wouldn't that be hilarious if he was dating Elena? That would be kind of funny because she didn't tell us who she's with, but... Peter Wagner, a handsome but intimidating man working as a debt collector for the less savory individuals that make up Brookavie's underworld. Someone from my past, a former partner from my darker days in Brookavie. John Lacey, a local priest who seems to be going through a hard time. His goddess does not seem to mind his alcoholism, nor his attending an illegal speakeasy. Olivia Carmine, an extravagant opera singer and radio host with a love for all things dramatic. Host of the upcoming radio show Chamomile and Carmine. Elliot Lynn, a somewhat moody office worker who likes to drink to pass the time. He has a bit of a reputation for being awkward and intimidating around women, obsessed with cleanliness, demanding clean glasses for his drinks and wiping them with his sleeve. Elena Dragos, a young heiress and chess grandmaster who hides both her pain and her brilliance behind a radiant, gregarious exterior. Best friends with Maria Popa, her chess rival since childhood. Killian Durand, a rakish young man from a respectable new money family who often lacks common sense and social graces. Still living with his wealthy, exceedingly controlling parents, has some history of his rebellious behavior, including vandalism and petty theft. Maria Popa, a quiet and reserved girl with a love of books and a talent for chess, working as a seamstress on the Berkovie Boulevard. Best friend with Elena Dragos, who shares her dream of defeating Berkovie's top grandmaster in chess, and often bested by Elena in tournaments, who deals with pressure better than she does. Wendy Brooker, a confident, wealthy-looking woman dressed in fancy clothes and covered from head to toe in glamorous jewelry. Grew up on the Brooker family estate out in the country, but came to Berkovie seeking excitement. Okay, we're going to end the conversation and end the day. So we do have some new clues. We're going to see what we can get to stick. We're just going to put everything together. That way we don't miss anything. Okay, Elena the Assassin. So Elena recognized the syringe thanks to her past experience as a Dr. Durand's assistant and confirmed to me that she knows how to use them. This means she is proficient with the murder weapon that was used to kill Natalie. Killer Killian. Killian recognized the syringe because his mother, a doctor, uses them commonly at her home practice. This means Killian had access to the weapon that was used in Natalie's murder. Okay, so I think we've got the only clues that we're going to be able to get right now. So let's go ahead and end the day. Okay, so it's Friday. Who do we want to speak to? Let's do Peter. Well, look who's still open. In a world of dwindling light, you're the beacon in the night. Okay, so let's go ahead and make him a drink so we can have more actions. Okay, so Peter's favorite is the cold winter. Okay, let's say, know anything about Natalie Reed. Shame about her accident. Her murder. Murder, then. I saw her here and there, and I reckon it's real odd that she got iced. Why odd? She doesn't seem like the victim type, you know? Can you elaborate? The victim type, really? Like, can you elaborate? He tilts his head for a moment, and you see his eyebrows shift, giving you a knowing look. She was confrontational, fearless. Most people are intimidated by me, but she brushed me off. She brushed off my employer a few times, too. Usually, the ones that end up victims are the ones who don't fight back. Even drunk, she'd probably put up a good fight. Really? I reckon so. Killed from behind, right? Whoever struck her probably thought they couldn't take her in a fight. The police, or whoever's holding your leash, should be looking at cowards. That's what you should be investigating. Who says I'm investigating? You're asking a lot of questions. People with our background know better. No one ever got iced for asking too many questions. You're right. Hey, if you got someone pulling your chain, I get it. Someone holding something over you, I guess. Maybe. Don't be coy. We go way back, so I get it. Right. Okay, so let's ask him about this. Nice lighter. You want to give me a gift? Customer of the week? Do you smoke, Peter? Huh? You've seen me smoke. You gave me this lighter 5 years back when we hit up that train depot. And by gave, I mean I pocketed it when you wasn't looking. You stole it. He pulls out a basic, disposable lighter. You recognize it immediately. You always bought the cheapest ones. You notice it's still full of fluid. It's almost full 5 years later. Did you quit? He cracks a smile and you catch yourself looking at his dimple instead of his scar. Wish I did, but nah. I use matches these days, actually. Why? Because I'm a firm believer in luck, and this is my lucky charm nowadays, especially after what happened at the train depot job. I see. Did you ever try to quit? Many times. Look, I'm trying to cut down, but in this line of work, you gotta keep your nerves steady. What's with all these smoking questions? Just curious. The killer smokes. You smoke, bartender. No, I don't. Do I? You better make sure this new job doesn't make you forget who you really are. Play a role too well, and you might forget you're a part of a show. He knows us too well. A coward's weapon. The kind of person who kills like that, they're the real monsters. Okay, so he didn't have anything to add. I don't know if I should add maybe Natalie's debt. Natalie's finances? Do I look like a banker? I heard she was in debt. She was a gambler and a drunk. Both are expensive hobbies. Have you ever collected money for your boss? You know I have. I'm the muscle and money is heavy. Did you collect from Natalie? Peter leans across the bar. He's close enough that you can smell his cologne. You expect him to tell you a secret or perhaps whisper something, but he doesn't. Instead, he waits until you meet his eye before he speaks. Did you? No. Now, did you have a real question to ask me? Like, did you kill her, Mr. Wagner? I don't think you killed her. I know what you're capable of. Look, I don't think you killed her. Glad you still know when to back off. Oh, that got us a good one. I see. I don't have to explain this to you, but dead people don't pay back their debts. I got no business writing off credit like that. Well, I won't go home, but I can't stay here. Make sure you don't get into any mischief while I'm gone. That's my job. Will do. Okay, let's go. We haven't seen her much lately, so let's go ahead and talk to her. It's been quite the day for me. More negotiations, more drama, more rehearsals. Exhausting. Makes a woman crave a cold drink and a deeply comfortable chaise lounge. I can help with one of those. Sounds rough. Like, I can help with one of those. She presses her long fingers together. Her mouth is slightly agape as she leans in close. The maid girl, the one that works in the hotel, Clara, avoid her. She's what I would describe as trouble. I once saw her fighting with a known criminal, and not just any criminal either, one of those henchmen of a certain mob boss. Henchman? Which mob boss? I shouldn't say, but it starts with a K and ends with an Arla, a dangerous woman and a threat to everyone. I like this establishment, and I quite like Vincent when he's sober. I wouldn't want Clara attracting trouble. She leans back in her chair, the serious look on her face now replaced with a serene smile. That's all I needed to say on the matter. I trust we understand each other. Right. This place must have been dull without me. What, if anything, have I missed? Okay, well, let's get her a drink. Need a drink, Miss Carmine? So we know that she likes the Pirate Joy. Astonishingly flawless, incredible, divine, absolutely brilliant use of everything. Inspirational, honestly. This place must have been dull without me. I mean, maybe. Did we ask her what her preferences were? Something refreshing, fruity, and adventurous. The Pirate's Joy is my usual go-to. Specific? I'm a specific sort of woman. I love a little story with my drink, and the pineapple undertones take away some of the bitter taste. You don't like alcohol? What sort of story? Suppose the original recipe was invented by none other than a pirate captain. Talk about a lucky crew. Interesting. Did you ever meet Natalie Reed? Natalie? I met her a few times while I drank at the Hotel Jubilee, before the Prohibition, obviously. Really? Oh, she also frequented the theater. I don't blame her, but what I do blame her for is all the noise. She would drink a lot during the intermission and occasionally cause a bit of a scene. Ah, I see. Her name did pop up now and then in conversations with fellow socialites. She was an accountant who dealt with a lot of the creative types, including my director. She would have been fired if she wasn't so popular with the clients. She formed strong bonds with them over strong cocktails. Interesting. Nonetheless, her death is a great shame. You should talk to Killian about her. I'd imagine he'd be on the suspect list. Killian loves a blonde. I should know. He tried to hit on you. I'm blonde, wealthy, easy on the eye. I have a pulse. I'm more than qualified for his affections. Interesting. Okay, let's ask her about this. What a gorgeous lighter that is. But why are you showing me this? Do you smoke, Miss Carmine? Only for pleasure, as opposed to business. Plenty of actors smoke to be social. I pity the poor girls who puff away with puckered lips pretending to like it. You enjoy it? Certainly. After sex and before a big show. Calms the nerves. What about your voice? She shrugs, the thick lining of her coat cushioning her face. Everything in moderation, darling. She frowns, furrowing her brow and pursing her lips. What is it? My late husband hated my smoking. I am remembering a particularly unpleasant conversation we had. Sorry. Don't be, darling. I don't tolerate unpleasant conversations with anyone now. Noted. Love your confidence, Draga. Absolutely incredible. But I don't know what you're getting at with this one. However, next time, please try to consider if the speculation makes sense. Apologies. Let's go ahead and ask this, because I'm not sure what clue to ask her, so let's ask if she knows Father Lacey. Yes, I know him well. He's a priest. Does it seem strange that two people so different share the same speakeasy? A little. Not particularly. Well, it's not my place to say, but I don't think he's keeping his vows if he's coming here. And he's such a drag. Sitting there clutching his little drink. It's like looking at a child crying at their own birthday party. He was so stoic a few months ago. He's thoroughly morose now. I've asked him what's wrong, but he doesn't like to answer. It's not like I can tell anyone either. Oh yes, I keep seeing Father Lacey at the secret speakeasy we share. I hope he cheers up soon and goes back to his old self. He's always been a big old sad sack, but his droopy face is making the floor tiles sad. Let's hope. Heavens, would you look at the time? I should get going. Your tab? Olivia winks at you and presses the coin down on the table. The grin is coy. She enjoys being caught as much as she enjoys getting away with it. Good night, Olivia. Okay, good evening. I wouldn't mind a sip of something after a long day of reading. Evening, Mr. Fleurer. Okay, so let's make him a drink. His favorite. Okay, I mean, we could always ask this stuff. We've asked him about that. Loverboy, Peter's matches, killing, I don't know if any of those would be helpful. We'll just ask him these questions. Okay, so other speakeasies have been raided. I'm sure dissatisfied patrons have alerted the authorities on a few occasions, but I've met a fair few officers and even detectives in speakeasies. They think the laws don't apply to them. But I think the political climate has shifted. The Brookhaven City Council has taken a harder line, and they may even be incentivizing officers to close more establishments. The economy may be booming, but the explosion of wealth is far from equitable. Speculators in the radio carriage and whale oil businesses are rolling in cash, but the public services, and the police in particular, are paid pennies. The speculators climbed a ladder and pulled it up after themselves. Now they're making us fight each other for table scraps while looking down on all of us, legitimate business owners and police officers alike. There's a cadence to his voice that makes him sound cold and unemotional as he speaks. It's like he's rehearsed this topic, or maybe he's gotten sick of talking about it. I am rambling again, so let's change this subject. Tell me about yourself. Haven't I rambled on enough already? Actually, never mind. No. I'm 56 years old, so as I was around when all the money started flowing into Tassara, I was born in a little town that's swallowed up by expanding city borders last year. But I feel like I'm babbling now. What else do you want to know? Married? Once, to Flora, but maybe we can talk about that when we know each other a little better. Sure. What if we do family? Family? Me and Flora never managed children, and now it's too late, but perhaps we can talk on this more when we know each other better. Okay, so it's the same thing. When did you open the bookshop? Brookavy Books has been there for over a decade now. Are you a fan of literature? Not really. I am. I never took you for the educated sort. A mistake on my part, for sure. It is always nice to meet a fellow enthusiast. The book depositories in the district are shocking state. Nothing but grimy, lurid bestsellers, and nothing of note from local writers. I enjoy foreign literature, but I fear with how the publishing industry operates, it's hard to notice the books that were created in our towns. Brookavy has a thriving literature scene, but it is dying because of the influx of exotic, lightweight fiction. We both know I don't need to work, but a man has to have a hobby, and if that hobby is meaningless, then what's the point? Brookavy's golden age was once cultural, music, books, opera, but now our industrial might swells while our souls shrivel. I might be just a lowly bookshop owner these days, but stocking this place with books I love means the word to me. Does that make sense? It makes sense. Not really. Yeah, it makes sense. So we got more affection for him. Well, I'm glad we talked about this. Okay, so we can ask him one more thing. I don't know what any of this stuff is going to do. Let's go with this one, maybe. All of Brookavy killer victims were blondes. I never noticed. Perhaps this is truly the workings of a madman, then. As much as I mistrust the authorities, a connection like this is hard to fabricate. We live and we learn. Look at the time. I simply cannot linger any longer. I've slept on the Chase lounge upstairs before, and my back did not thank me. Good night. Okay, let's save it. Right, let's talk to Elena again here. This girl needed to get a drink around here. Evening, Elena. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Okay. Yeah, now I think I was able to ask that one. This one we need a little more affinity with her. But we might also need to get her talking as well. Which is here about the victim, Natalie Reed. So we need to figure out what's going to get her a little tipsy. Okay, so we know she likes the poison drop. That's her favorite, which is at 3. And she does have a higher alcohol tolerance. So let's go ahead and try the night count and see if that works. Well, I definitely don't hate it. Thanks. Okay, so let's go ahead and re-ask about Natalie Reed. Natalie, why are you asking me about Natalie Reed? Just talk to me. Well, I know that she was a gold-digging cow who had absolutely no business dating my father. You thought I wouldn't speak ill of the dead? Yes. Whoa. Whoa. I may not be kind to her memory, but at least I'm the one being honest. She was like a barnacle stuck to a boat. Nothing I did could dislodge her. I might try to accept her if she curbed her worst impulses, but she gambled as much as father does. She was an accountant who couldn't handle money. When I called her out for her scheme, she even threatened to have my father write me out of his will. My friends told me to stay quiet about my feelings, but I won't do it. If being happy today makes me seem callous or even suspicious, I don't care. The world is a better place without her in it. I see. Okay, so she obviously did not like her. Let's see. Natalie Reed's murderer? What's this about now? Did you resent Natalie Reed? Yes, and I wasn't the only one. Are you happy she's gone? That's dark. What kind of woman do you think I am? Do you know how she died? Some sort of poison, right? My dad mentioned it. Horrible way to go. Wouldn't wish that on, well, her. The fact that someone out there is sick enough to do something that sadistic is sort of terrifying. It's why I don't come here without friends. Well, that, and the fact that drinking alone is deeply depressing. No offense to your clients. None taken, I'm sure. Natalie Reed's murderer? What's this about? Okay, so that ended up being the same thing. And that probably counted against me, too. Okay, that's fine. So let's go ahead and talk to Killian now. Okay, bartender, we meet again. Okay, so we have to get him a little tipsy as well. But we got to be careful because we don't want to get him completely tanked. Let's see. He does like the mint punch. Let's try something that's at a 4, but he doesn't like strong stuff, which the wake-up call would be strong. And this has rum in it as well. Let's try the Pirate's Joy. I could get used to this. All right, so that should, yep. So you wrinkle your nose every time you take a sip. You're right, I don't enjoy this. The drinks are well enough made, but I simply can't become accustomed to the taste. I must persevere. Maybe. You don't have to, you know. I started going to bars to be around Elena and Wendy. With the killer going on the loose, I'd like to keep an eye on them. What's your endgame? That's very gallant of you. I've had my eye on Elena for a bit. We've gone on a few dates. I think she really likes me, but she has a guard dog. Maria's hackles are up, and she has fangs. In fact, I was thinking of paying for Maria to attend a distant chess tournament just to have more time with Elena alone. Perhaps take her to Mary Aberge for steak rouland. Mind keeping that to yourself? Your plan is safe with me. Good. It's stressful, though, trying to keep my intentions secret. I'm only here in pursuit of the object of my affection, and this constant boozing is worrying my mom a great deal. I usually wouldn't listen to her, but she holds great sway over my disposable income. Lucky you. Okay, so we're not there just yet with his affinity, or his affection. I keep saying affinity, oh my god. Let's try this one. Elena's not capable of such things. She's a lady and a good sport, mostly. You should redirect your investigation. I bet you hear all sorts of tittle-tattle. I admit I am casting a wide net, but patience yields dividends. I'm due a catch. Okay, so we didn't get anything out of that. What in the goddess are you talking about? You're talking absolute rot. I won't indulge this baseless speculation. Okay, so he doesn't want to believe that he's the murderer. Now, I don't remember. Did we get anything new? Okay, we got a couple new things we can run by him. So let's go ahead and we're going to give him a drink because we want to boost our relationship with him. Luckily, nothing counts against him. Did we not ask him that? It's still got the drink thing on it. One of them confided. Oh, yeah, we did. We got the blonde thing out of it. But yet, that's funny, because usually when you have to get past it, that comes off. I'm glad you're the one conducting these interviews. This is like something straight out of a radio drama, but it's a solid motive. Nice work. We still need evidence that Elena was capable of the crime. The murder weapon might be a good place to start. I'm prepared to answer any of your questions. He likes blondes. Not that rare a preference, but it is interesting in this case. Does this remind you of something we already learned? See what you can piece together. Okay, yeah, because we know that the killer likes blondes. How touching. I hope you're not letting your history with Wagner affect your judgment, bartender. I won't. Of course not. I won't. Good. In that case, the fact that he uses matches is certainly worth noting. It might be relevant. It's not an unreasonable deduction, one of worthy of running by the people she socializes with. Test them out and see what more you can learn. But you still need a solid motive for Elena to kill the victim. Okay, good work, bartender. I'm willing to test this theory, but you'll need to provide me with clear motive as well. Keep working. I'll see what I can dig up to. Okay, so we've asked him about everything. We should be able to combine a few more things, maybe? Okay, let's go ahead and end the day. Okay, so we can remove that one and that one. Okay, Broken Heart Killer. All of the Berkowitz killer's victims have been blonde women, which Killian is known to have a preference for when it comes to dating. It's possible he turns to murder when he doesn't get his way. Which, that is pretty possible, but I don't think it's Killian either, to be honest. Because he's, you know, a nice-looking guy. He's cast his net with a lot of women, as he said, and I don't think he would, kill a woman because she didn't want to date him. He would just go and be like, you know what? I was too good for her anyways. Like, I feel like he's too arrogant. This thing with her, the victim dating her father, that's a big maybe to me. She could be the killer. I'm also leaning towards Elliot as well, but we have yet to be able to get any good information on Elliot. And, you know, hopefully we will be able to here soon, because we've really got to get him talking. And we just, you know, we haven't been able to do that just yet. So I'm going to get rid of that one. We have this one, and let's end the day. Ooh, she's in a bad mood. Clara sits at the bar, but can't look you in the eye. She's quiet. You can tell that something's off about her. What's the matter? You all right, Clara? I don't want to sound paranoid, but someone is out there. Someone dangerous. What? When I left on Thursday, I think I was chased. Footsteps were coming towards me, fast, so I ran. You were chased? Maybe. I'll talk more about it later if you're interested, but for now, what have I missed? Okay, so let's get her a drink, put her in a better mood. We know what kind she likes. Because we don't have anything that we need to get her, you know, a little inebriated on. To get more information out of her. Because as far as I'm concerned, she's not, you know, involved of any of this. but there might be something at some point we have to get her to talk about. So we got her back into a good mood. Let's see. Can you tell me what happened when you were chased? Let me just get my thoughts straight. I'm not easily spooked, but I really feel like I was almost part of a real bad scene. Take your time. Well, when I left here on Thursday, I saw someone across the street in the alley lighting a cigarette with a match. When I walked past them, I turned and saw them creeping up on me. When I gonked, they were trying to keep out of sight. I started walking faster, but they followed fast. I can rumble with the best of them, but the Brook of E River is full of dames who had an inflated opinion of their marital prowess. Sifu told me the best way to defend yourself is with your feet. When you can run, you should run. When I got home, I started to doubt whether it really happened. Was I being paranoid? And when I thought about contacting the police, I knew all the questions they'd ask. What were you doing out so late, little lady? That's rough. I heard you got into a fight with a criminal before. Is that right, officer? Yeah, but that was back before Prohibition. Could it be the same person? Maybe. Why were you fighting? Anything? Why were you fighting? He was some goon/henchman type. He groped me while I was working at the bar. He pegged me for another dame who just frees up when he threatened me, just because I owe some money. Well, if he's going to choose violence, I'll choose violence too. I dragged him out by the collar and dumped him on the street. Claire smiles in a way that shows she's boasting. She wants to show how capable she is of taking care of herself. Right. I work down the road, so the risk is the same. If I don't work, I starve. So what option I got? What did the person look like? Do you know who it was? What did they look like? I really didn't see them. There aren't any lights in the alleyways, so all I really saw was someone lighting their cigarette with a match. It didn't give off enough light to see who it was. Not much to go on. Every time someone lights up near me now, I break out in a cold sweat. Probably just paranoia. Still, be careful. Okay, I don't know what to ask. Okay, cryptic, I don't see how this is relevant. Okay, so that's not anything useful. We never asked her about this. She know about? Okay, nope, she knows nothing about that. And she knows nothing about that. Okay, she's honestly not helpful for this investigation. I don't think she's going to know anything. Okay, so we now have Elliot back. So we need to try to get some more information out of Elliot. I mean, hopefully we can. Because honestly, like I said, I'm leaning towards him, but we don't have much on him. Okay, need a strong drink. Evening, Elliot. What do you need from me? Okay, so we need to get him a little inebriated. This look okay. Okay, mint punch. Okay, let's see. So we need something slightly stronger. I think he mentioned he liked ginger ale, and this does have a mint leaf, so let's try the copper bullet. Not bad, as long as the glass is clean, I won't complain. Okay, so we did get him a little tipsy. I heard you have a bit of a reputation here among my customers. Which ones? I don't care about the idle chatter of scatterbrained women. You assume it's a woman. Great minds speak about philosophy and science. Mediocre minds concern themselves with sports and the papers, and dull minds gossip. And women are the worst for it. That's a bit small-minded. I don't need to be interrogated on my views. We all know that women's and men's minds work very differently. Those who prefer pretend otherwise are deluding themselves. Elliot stands up and begins searching inside the pockets of his coat. Eventually, he pulls out a rectangular, shiny metal case. It's ornate and is graved with floral details. He opens the case, revealing a dozen cigarettes packed close like sardines. He picks one out, then begins frantically searching again. God damn it, where's that lighter? This time he pulls out a box of matches from his pocket and strikes ones to light up. Okay. He definitely did it. His lighter matches the picture one. Okay, we're trying to make this place less smoky. Whatever, I'm calm now. Just take a breath or something. What do you need from me? Do you happen to know Peter? Is it a joke? I avoid him, as should you. Why should I avoid him? You seem to dislike him. He's a villain. Everyone knows that. He works for the loan shark, Carla. I'm not so sure about that. Ugh. Everyone pussyfoots around him like he's a gentleman. Pussyfooting around people like Peter is unacceptable. I will not pussyfoot like the rest. If you repeat pussyfoot over and over again, it begins to lose the effect. What? The point is, I don't socialize with men like Peter, nor should anyone with common sense and decency. Noted. Okay, so I wonder if I can ask him about the lighter. You've presented this clue to the customer before. Okay, so I probably won't. Maybe we should ask this one. So what? I told you that, but I was drunk, rambling. I probably just lost it through a hole in my pocket. Okay, so now really none of these are going to do any good. What are you actually talking about? I don't know what you're asking me. My bad. Okay, so he wouldn't talk about the victims being blondes. Okay, evening, Maria. Okay, what sort of drinks? Did I ask her the femme fatale is nice? The spice slows you down, so you get the head spin without getting carried away. Interesting. That's a bit strange. Interesting. You can tell I don't drink much, can't you? I can, but I don't judge. I appreciate that. Still, it's growing on me a tad. I don't know if that's a good thing. I prefer these cocktails to the beer my father drinks. I better not make it a habit, though. Your choice. Okay, so we need to give her a drink. Now, can I... That's dialogue history profiles. Was there anything that we needed to get her to talk about? Need to drink, Maria. Okay, well, we usually give her this one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give her this one for now. I'm sure she's got a talking drink, but I'm not sure what we would need just yet. But I think we're getting close to being able to pin this on Elliot. It's lovely, thank you. I guess we can chat to pass the time. Actually, that does get her a little inebriated. I should have asked Elliot about that. No way. Not Elena. I don't buy that theory. Okay, so she doesn't think it's possible. Huh. Oh, you're serious? What a lark. No, Elena's not the one. Okay, well, she's also her best friend, and I don't think she would, put two and two together. No, I don't see it. I'm not a Killian fan, but I don't think he's your suspect. He's a different flavor of awful. Should we ask her about the chase? I know, but Elena doesn't know that I know, and I won't make a big deal out of it. Friends know when to keep quiet. Okay, so she knows that Elena is, a smoker. I haven't shown her the lighter. That's a lighter. Any reason you're showing me this? I was wondering if you smoked. Nah, I don't like the smell or the aesthetics. Unless you're a writer puffing away on a pipe while you hammer a typewriter or something like that. That's a look. Stay quiet. I don't like pipes. You still smoke? Well, I'm not taking back anything I said. Just quit. Harsh, it's not easy. Maybe I don't want to. Not harsh. Maybe. This world would kill you quick enough. No need to run faster towards the grave. That's a tad dramatic. I just don't understand people. If you know something is bad for you and you still do it, I just don't understand it. Yeah, another drink? Oh, it's really late. I'm going to head home. I have something on tomorrow. Thanks for the drinks. Okay, so we really just need to get Elliot back. As we know, they don't come back all, every day. So we have to wait till the day that he comes back. What sort of drinks do you like, Wendy? I absolutely adore the evening prayer. There are a few I enjoy, but a deal more. Just interested. It's my job. Very good. I'm glad we could have this discussion now so we don't have to do it again. Okay, so I hadn't asked her that. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to get her a drink. I don't think we need her to be talkative about anything, so we'll just go ahead and give her this. Oop, got stuck. You know how to pour a drink with some glamour. I never doubted you. What do you want to know, bartender? Okay, let's go ahead and ask her about her jewelry. You wear a lot of expensive jewelry. I do. Aren't you worried about being robbed? If I'm outside, the best place someone could rob would be my empty house. If I didn't wear the nice things I have, I would be living the same life as a woman who had already been robbed. An unglamorous existence. Earrings are meant for ears, and jewels don't sparkle when kept in a box. I mean, okay. Oh, I didn't. I think I need to ask Elliot about that one, too. Let's try this one. Natalie and Elena. Natalie Reed was the girlfriend of Elena's father. Yes, I know. Then again, that does explain things somewhat. Elena hated Natalie. She refused to call Natalie by her name. She called her Leah Reed, and usually with some associated savage profanity. Oh, to be hated. The drama. I don't think you're taking this seriously. Life is too important to be taken seriously, darling. Okay, well, what about Killian? No, that's silly, darling. Killian has many vices, but homicide is not one. Okay, so they're friends. I mean, granted, they are friends with these people, or at least somewhat have somewhat of a friendship. So they would say, oh, no, my friend wouldn't do that. But do they really know that? That's the only thing. Is it like a cover-up? Or, does she, like, really believe that? Let's see if she knows anything about this. Common sense has been chasing you, my darling, but you can run. Try to form thoughts more fully before you speak. Okay. You don't know. Got it. Good night. Get out of my bar. You, over here now. All right, we are getting you a drink, Constable. Gonna do your favorite. Got some things to ask you. Because I finally got something on Elliot, and I think we're going in the right direction. So he lost his lighter, and his cigarette case is ornately detailed. I don't know about you, bartender, but I think I see a connection here, and it's not looking good for Lynn. Go on, put the pieces together. I'm prepared to answer any and all questions. Okay, let's bring up this. That's worrisome. The girl could have been in real trouble. Every day the killer runs free, another innocent could die. We need to speed up this investigation. At least it told us something. Our killer has resorted to using matches after losing their lighter. See what you can piece together with this new information. Interesting. I suggest you run this theory by the people who know him. Let's chase up some leads and conduct more interviews. We could consider it, but I also need solid evidence that Killian had the means to kill the victim. Okay, so now we've asked him everything. We're going to go ahead and end the day. Because we don't have anything new to talk about him about. Hopefully when we get to the next case, we get different questions. Because I would like to get to know these characters a little bit more. Alright, I have a bar to run. Okay, so we definitely have something here with Elliot's missing lighter. As I said, we've only got, the one. So it's a match. Elliot drunkenly admitted he lost his lighter and showed me an ornate cigarette case that matched the design of the lighter found near the scene. Since both were custom made, there's no doubt that they are unique. The lighter we found must have been Elliot's. Okay, let's see if this goes with anything else. Okay, so I'm going to remove Killer Elliot. Secret Smoker, I do not think it's her or has anything to do with it. I don't think her debts have anything to do with anything, but... Now, Clara could have been chased because Clara is a blonde. So we're going to leave this out here. Like I said, I don't think her debts have anything to do with anything. They might have if I believed that Elena was the killer, but we're going to go ahead and put that off to the side, and we're going to end the day. Just the man I needed to see. Okay, let's go ahead and save. I'm back. I need a strong drink. Evening, Elliot. What do you need from me? Okay, I'm not sure if his work would have anything, so I don't know if we need to ask those questions. But I definitely think we need to get him a little tanked again. So we need the copper bullet, although this gives us less questions. I guess it's about even with that one. So we're going to give him this one. See if we can get him to talk. Alright, so we have 4 actions with him. You think I killed Natalie Reed just because you have a crackpot theory about my lighter? For a crackpot theory, it sure seems to get a rise out of you. Huh. You want to know what I really thought of Natalie Reed? Yes. You can see the cogs in his head turning as he stares you down. His angry eyes flicker past you, to the wall behind your head, and then to the glass in his hand. Natalie Reed was an uptight, dirty gold digger who deserved what she got. She was barely even sober, and when I tried to talk with her on serious matters, she called me dull. She was shallow and vapid. The woman had a laugh that could shatter glass and the conversational range of a birch tree. Why did anyone waste time trying to converse with her? She was a personality vacuum. People say I'm awkward, but she was as dull as dishwater. Women like her refuse to follow the rules we should all acknowledge when engaging in dating arena. She's of mediocre quality as a partner, at best, and yet she insisted on holding out for a man far her superior. Instead of you? Ooh. He slams the glass down with a crack. Little shards of glass catch on the edge of his hand, and he wipes them away. If he's injured, he's hiding it well. Hugo, I need you down here, darling. Dude is flipping out. And why not? I was settling for her, and she dismissed me despite my obvious qualities. I think I've heard enough. Ooh, I'm surprised he didn't walk out on that one, man. We pissed him off. And that, ladies and gentlemen, tells me all I need to know about him. What he thinks about women. Like, Killian, he's a playboy, okay? He's probably been with more women, than he has fingers. Peter has never been on my list. Elena was on my list for a moment before I found out he had the match. Because she was very defensive of her father. I understand that. But to kill I don't think so. But this dude, Elliot, is definitely on my list. We need to bring up the lounge chats because I don't think we talked about that, and it does mention Elliot. I didn't know Natalie Reed. I have no idea who she was. Elliot's brow is furrowed, and though he's clearly perturbed, you have difficulty reading his emotions. Dude, we just talked about her. I guess this is why I should have asked earlier. You can stop lying now. What makes you sure I'm lying? Someone saw you with her at the hotel. Elliot pauses for so long you're not sure he heard you. Squinting, he examines the empty glass like it holds the secret of the universe. Well, right. Yes, Natalie. I knew her, but again, barely. We met once or twice while we were drinking. I intimidated. I might find her attractive. I think it's supposed to be I admit, because it says intimidated. Intimated? Maybe it's intimated. I don't think I've ever used intimated in this. Is it even a word? I'm sure it is. I'm sure the devs have a higher vocabulary than I do. I intimated I might find her attractive to a degree. She made it very clear to everyone that my feelings were not reciprocated. Why did you lie? Because it was an embarrassing experience, and I don't like to relive it. You're a bartender. It should be none of your business. Are you going to serve me, or are you done? I'm done. Dude, he's defensive, man. I wish I would have asked that sooner. Let's see. How many? 2 questions. I got 2 more questions. I got to figure out which one I want to ask. I'm not going to ask any of these. I don't care about his thoughts on Peter. He's not going to answer on this. Let's ask about her being chased. Clara, that hotel girl. What about her? She was chased down the boulevard. With those square shoulders and protruding brows, she's hardly a damsel in distress. It seems these days the women are not but men in dresses, while the men gossip and giggle like girls. Do you not agree? I don't think so. I'm not sure. Let's try to be on his good side. He might want to go with I'm not sure instead of I don't think so. We don't want to, disagree with him. I'm not saying there's something wrong with this Clara girl. The problem is with society. And the idea that men and women are different sides of the same coin when we are different animals altogether. There's a natural order, and all we need do is follow that order. Discord comes from trying to make things artificially equal and denying the true order of things. You know what I'm talking about. Don't look at me like I'm saying something distasteful. Look, the traditions of Tessara were traditions for a reason. I'm not saying women need to be sent back to the kitchen, but all this liberation has gone too far, and I'm not the only one saying so. And women like Clara are the problem, but a symptom of the problem. If she wants to learn how to fight and build her muscles like a man, let her be treated like one. Let's see how quickly she admits women are not built for violence when she faces it in earnest. Oh, yeah, so you chased her down, right? All of this is academic anyway. I'm sure she made the whole thing up. What is wrong with you? I have no interest in this discussion or your judgment. You're lucky you serve drinks because your conversation is pedestrian. All right, then. What do you want? I want to punch you in the face. That's what I want from you. Let's ask if he knows anything about her dead. Not that I think that has anything to do with anything. Really? I don't know about that. Okay, I've got work tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, we buckled this down. I'm telling you right now. But let's go ahead. We're gonna, speak to everybody. We got Father Lacey. He's in a bad mood as usual. Oh my gosh, we didn't ask. Oh, that's right, because the last time he was here, I got him a little much with the drink. Did you know Natalie Reed? Can't say I've heard of her. Who is she? A woman who died recently. Oh, that's horrible. I hope she found peace in the end. Oh yeah, we gotta give him a little drinky drink. Need a drink, Father. Okay, I don't think we have to ask him anything crazy right now, so let's just go ahead and give him the night count. Oh wait, does the night count give him too much alcohol? God, it might. I don't know. We might not be talking to Father Lacey. It is his favorite, though. But it does have 7. Oh, yeah, we put him in way too good of a mood. He is going home. Luckily, I don't think he has any good information for us. Okay, hello, bartender. I'm back. I'm here, and frankly, I'm dying for a drink. Evening, Miss Carmine. This place must have been dull without me. What, if anything, have I missed? Okay, we'll give her a, give her a drink. Pirate's Joy. Astonishing, flawless, incredible, divine, absolutely brilliant use of everything. Inspirational, honestly. This must have been dull without me. Okay, so I don't really think we have a lot to ask her about. Did we? We didn't ask her. Yes, we met there occasionally. This place must have been dull, though. Okay, so that's literally all she said about that. Let's ask this. Love your confidence, Draga. Absolutely incredible, but I don't know what you're getting at with this one. However, next time, please try to consider if the speculation makes sense. Apologies. Okay, so she has nothing to say about that. Let's try this one, blonde victim. That's worrying, but I don't think someone with my status is at risk. I don't mean to sound conceited, but if anything was to happen to me, my fans would move heaven and earth to catch the culprit. This place must have been dull without me. Okay, what about Clara being chased? Do you care about that? Poor girl. Well, she's not really a girl, I guess. Still, I hope she is okay. Heavens, would you look at the time? Your tab? Good night, Olivia. Elena sits down wordlessly. For a while, she looks down at her hands, seemingly in a trance. What can I get you, Elena? Do you remember what I said about Natalie? I do. I regret saying it. I regret it a lot. I saw my dad yesterday, and he's basically a husk. I didn't like her. Yeah, she was a floozy. But making fun of her dying like that, that's not me. It was a bit cold of you. I see. I mean, I get it. I understand. She threatened to have me written off, but at the same time, if my father was just following her lead, I should be upset with him. Perhaps I need to stop trying to shift my father around like he's a pawn. He's a grown man and he can take care of himself. Anyway, enough about that. Okay, then. Okay, so I think she's fine. The fact that she apologized and was like, look, I shouldn't have said it, that writes her off, instantly. It's not one of those things like, hey, could you just forget what I said about her, with her being dead and all? We had gotten her a little intoxicated. And, it makes sense why she would say that. She was angry. She thought, her father was being used. So, let's go ahead and make her the night count. I don't think she knows Elliot. So I don't know if it does any good to ask her about him. I guess there's more to life than my inheritance. Sometimes I think I should just let them write me off and lose everything. Maybe the fear is worse than my reality. It would be foolish, though. If Father doesn't give me the money, he'll just waste it at the casino. Maybe something needs to change. I gave up on trying to make him a better person a long time ago, but still, I told myself it was just the company he kept. Natalie wasn't the issue. My father was. When my mother left, he was happy that he had an excuse to gamble. He's not grieving, he's greedy. Maybe it's the alcohol talking, but I've learned a lot about myself lately. Either way, on to other things and topics, please. Right. Okay, so yeah, I don't feel she has anything to do with this. Let's go ahead and we're going to show her, I don't know, some of these. See if she knows anything about this. He tried to hit on me, and thankfully Dad was around to put a stop to that. Let's catch up on all the gossip. Yeah, my screen went black all of a sudden. I was like, oh, that's weird. Okay, let's see what she thinks about Killian. That's ridiculous. Killian would never do something like that. Besides, the body was found early in the morning, right? Killian's mother is extremely strict when it comes to curfew. If he's not home by 11 p.m., she'll scour the entire Brookview Boulevard until she can drag him back home. Trust me on this one. Killian cannot take a single breath without his parents' permission. If he were up to no good, they'd know. Wait, is that the time? I should get going. Okay, so we basically got an alibi for Killian. I'm sure we could get one for her as well. And it's funny because Peter doesn't come in enough. Okay, defense. So because we were able to get an alibi for him, he's being taken off. Interesting. That is nice though, because then that lets us know. I feel like there's something back there. That doesn't let us know when it takes somebody off of our list. Evening barkeep, evening. Okay, well let's get you a drink, dear. I know you shouldn't, but you're going to because I said so. Okay, so nothing new here. Wait, where do we get his, Oh, we're at the middle one. We reached, 50% affection, but I don't think there's anything else. We ask about his fiance again. Does that give us anything? No, doesn't seem to, because these are all grayed out anyway, so. He just likes me an awful lot. Not surprising. A little unconventional for a young man his age, but it's certainly in line with what I've heard about Dr. Duran. It seems we can rule Killian out. Good work, bartender. Okay, so even he feels that we can... The string of rejection can be a powerful motive. Well done. I get a bad feeling about this guy, but we'll need solid evidence. This must go before a judicar, so our case must be rock solid. For rejection to be a motive for murder, he'd need to have a short temper indeed. Try shaking the tree and see what falls out. Confronting him might do the trick. Hey, dude, did you not witness him breaking my glass? I'm just saying. A damning piece of evidence indeed, the strongest we've seen so far. This could be a breakthrough, but we need to play it smart. I'll need a motive. Find out if he had any connections with the victim. Okay, so we've asked him about everything, so we'll go ahead and end the day. Clara takes a seat. She seems in higher spirits since you last saw her. Hey again. Hello, Clara. This place is buzzing. I saw a lot of familiar faces on the way here. A lot of folks who used to drink at the mid-bar at Grundown Heights come here now. At Hotel Jubilee, I mean. Mr. Lin gave me a bit of a weird look when he saw me. I won't lie, he kind of gives me the creeps. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks so, but I reckon he's probably harmless. I was mostly glad to see Maria again. Have you met her? I don't think I've served her. I remember her. She talks about chess a lot, but she manages to make it sound interesting somehow. She's wicked smart, you know. She even dresses smart. I should talk to her, shouldn't I? Good luck, Clara. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get her a drink. Let's do her favorite. Let's try this one. Blondes. Great. Why would you tell me that? I already feel unsafe. Because I wanted to, okay? I wonder what all that shouting was about. Now I know. What have I missed? Cryptic. I don't think this is relevant. Honestly, I don't see asking her about anything else that's going to help. So let's go ahead, since you brought up Maria, let's bring up Maria. She's a decent sort. I saw her once or twice back when I worked the bar at the hotel. It seems Claire is being nice when talking about Maria, but you can tell there's more to her story. Oh, I wonder if that opened up something. Okay, we haven't talked to Peter in a while. Claire was chased down an alley. Might have given her a scare, but I doubt she was in any real danger. That girl is spunk. She can look after herself. Why do you think that? The dame is a baristu fighter, and not a bad one. One of the Casey crew tried to mug her last year, and she cracked the bone in his wrist till it came through the skin. He'll never play the viola again. Still, good to know. She was smart to take off, don't get me wrong. By my reckoning, this killer picks his victims carefully, starting with the weakest in the herd. Speaking from experience, I'm not talking about this anymore. I barely have the patience to justify the crimes I did commit today. Very much barking up the wrong tree here. My bad. Okay, so that means he doesn't know anything about it. Okay, he doesn't really have anything to add. I don't know anybody else who knows Elliot. Let's say, so between us, I assume you never went legit? Let's both assume I'm not in the mood for this conversation right now. Ask me again when your words are as sweet as the booze. Okay, so we need to find a drink that... Oh, God. I ran out of time, didn't I? Constable Hugo Mertens enters the bar again. The way he carries himself, you feel you're about to have an unpleasant conversation. Barkeep, we're already a week into the 2-week time limit I gave you. I trust you're aware of this. I am. From what you show me so far, I've come to understand you're making a genuine effort at this. Oh, thank God. While you still have time before our agreed-upon deadline, there's no telling when the killer will strike again. If you believe to have a solid idea of who the killer might be, I urge you to tell me as soon as possible. I will. I'll hang around a little while. If there's any findings you haven't shown me yet, just call me over. When it comes time to information, I have all the time in the world if it means catching the killer. Oh man, I thought he was about ready to tell me. It was over. Oh, we got an eavesdropping event. Oh, he's sitting over here. Oh, let's eavesdrop. All ears. Eavesdrop on a conversation for the first time was the achievement. Claire takes a seat beside Maria. The two women seem to know each other, albeit as acquaintances. I believe we met before, right? Briefly, I think you served me when I was at the hotel with Elena. Right. I remember how you played chess, right? Yes, you asked me to teach you, and when I tried, your manager yelled at you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not working now. I don't work here, is what I'm trying to say. You want me to teach you chess? I have a mini board in my bag. I know a little bit. Pawns move forward, priests move diagonal, king is useless. Bishops, and you'd be surprised about the king. Do you know what an opening is? Nope. Right. We'll start easy then. Maria sets up the pieces with agile, instinctive quickness, while Clara watches diligently, sipping on her drink. While you know very little about chess, instinct tells you that your customers are likely about to witness the biggest beatdown in chess history. Okay, so let's ask Peter some questions. I prefer brunettes, though dark hair and a sultry demeanor is my particular weakness. Well, now I know why he loves me too. Let's catch up just like the old days. Let's ask him, how's work going these days? Sure, I'll play along with this amnesia of yours. My job is the same as ever. I'm a problem solver, and the problem I solve is, what do you do when someone who owes you money stops paying you? Okay, so we got a clue here. I'll make sure agreements are kept and no one breaks their word. In a way, I help all parties involved, because one way or another, the deal they made won't be broken. And where possible, I hope my business never involves my friends. Business is never personal for me, but the way I do business, some people take it real personal. Understood? Now, it could also be I might have to get some things opened up about him to lead me toward Elliot. I don't know yet. Okay, so let's ask this again. Level with you. My very legitimate enterprise aren't your business. Fine. He shrugs, taking a deep breath. Look, when you see the stuff Tesara police gets away with, you start to realize the law is just rules set up by the folks who are already following them. I'm about as legit as you are, speakeasy manager. But we need laws. Our laws protect the powerful. I mean, he probably feels that way. We want to try to go with whatever gets his affection, so let's try this one. Sure, I can get on board with that sentiment, especially as it flatters me personally. And though the system may be crooked to the core, it chewed you up and spat you out somewhere better. Providence, eh? You got out of the game, but somehow you're still in as a speakeasy owner. You sound envious. He takes a long sip of his drink. You know you're right. He does too. Well, I am envious. Twice I tried to get out. Oh, got another one. First time they needed me for one more big job, and there wasn't exactly an opt-out clause. Second time, well, I got out for a year, but no one treated me any different, and my name wasn't any cleaner. If folks are going to treat me like a villain, I may as well be one. Even when you escape the life stays with you. People remember what you've done, especially when you got a big reminder scratched down one half of your face. So yeah, I see what you're going on. I see what you got going on, and I think you got lucky. And maybe I would like to get lucky like that. But then I remember, me and you are in the same position. Both one mistake away from a life in the clink. One little mistake. But, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm too smart to get caught, and you're too lucky. Lucky? Remember that time one of the Minetti boys unloaded his pistol gun at the train depot? How did every slug miss you? Like I said, you've always been lucky. And now you got to keep that lucky streak going, right? Sure. You got to find a killer. But I can't believe you're looking at me for this, after everything we've been through. You know my style. I ain't never killed anyone ever, right? But just say I did. It would be business, not personal. So there'd be no injections or poisons. Needles are for docs and junkies. I wouldn't be pumping anyone full of poison, most especially if it made him suffer. Like I said, with me, it's always just business. Look at him in the eye. Avoid his gaze. Oh, look at him. Peter's gaze softens for a moment. Is he feeling sympathy, anger, regret? He frowns, and for a fraction of a second, you see how boyish he looks when he's not scowling. Then he vanishes back into himself, and his gaze becomes empty. I believe you what? Look, I believe you. Found a clue, not his style. That's his defense. Do you? We'll see. Let's catch up just like the old days. Ooh, oh, we are asking this one. I see no reason to even ask any of these things right now. Yeah, he's got a defense right there. We didn't even need this other stuff because it's not his style. Did you miss me? What makes you ask that? You're unusually friendly. Sometimes I need to talk to someone who doesn't twitch every time I reach into my coat pocket. I get treated like a monster so much I forget I'm not one. Not all the time. We see a lot of the same stuff, and I like that you're straight with me. I see that little frown at the corner of your mouth. Still, you don't tell me to leave, and you can look me in the eye. That's enough for me. I'm sorry I frown. It's nothing personal. Should we say we're sorry? Yep. Man, we've almost got him to the gold. Yeah, maybe it's my imagination, but I'd like to think you're happy to see me. I don't think you are, but I'd like to think. Peter takes a long sip of his drink. Well, I won't go home, but I can't stay here. Make sure you don't get into mischief while I'm gone. That's my job. Will do. Okay, let's ask him about what we just added. So he collects debts for a living now, does he? Do you think Peter's criminal past is related to the case? I'm certainly considering it as an avenue of investigation. Debt collection can get violent, and Natalie Reed was a gambler. There may be a connection. Someone at the nightcap might know if Natalie has debts. Ask around about her. I see. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. Are you pulling my leg? Don't let your sentiment for Wagner cloud your judgment, bartender. I didn't do it, I promise, is not an alibi. Trust my judgment or solve this alone. It's your call. I know him. He's not your man. Oh, fine. I suppose he's more of a common street thug than a serial killer. He's off the hook, for now. But you do well to be a little more professional and stop making googly eyes at one of our suspects. I'm prepared to answer your question. Hey, look, I can't help it. Don't be jealous, boo. Do not be jealous. Okay, but we don't have anything. I have nothing else. Okay, I pull back out her debts because I know that's going to be tied into it. Criminal collector. Peter collects debts for a living, and Natalie was in serious debt due to her gambling addiction. Peter's boss may have ordered him to kill Natalie when she could no longer pay up. I don't think that's a thing, to be honest. It wouldn't make sense because, it's obviously they're getting the, the money from them in order for them to collect on the debts, so it definitely wouldn't make sense. Okay, let's see. So now we've got criminal collector, not his style. Maybe those go together? No. Oh, I bet I can tie this with Clara's chase. Career criminal. Peter uses matches to light his cigarettes, and Clara was recently chased near the crime scene by someone who does the same. Criminals do tend to return to the scene of their crime. Okay, well, like I said, I'm positive he has nothing to do with that. Maria and Elena sit at the bar. This is the first time you've seen them alone together, making it strange when Elena's buoyant personality finally drops and she looks frankly exhausted. The big fake grin is gone and replaced by a wan smile, a look that you read as the party's over. On the other hand, Maria seems happier with only Elena around. Her shoulders are back and she's leaning close to her friend, poking her with her elbow to make her giggle. What can I get you? A few drinks would be nice. She needs something sweet. Nothing sweet, please. I need something to calm me down. It wasn't that bad. It's Wendy. She's always like that. She's the most stereotypical heiress I've ever met. If she was a character in a book, people would reject her for being too windy. I bet she really does have a horse butler at the penthouse of hers. Is that a butler who's a horse or a butler for her horse? Both. I can't believe someone that wealthy doesn't have better etiquette, though. I saw her eat creme brulee with the fish fork. Elena lets out a laugh, then turns and looks around. I can't believe no one else has noticed. They're just too intimidated by her sharp tongue. Or is it a forked tongue? She's not that bad, though she was a bit mean to that homeless man. She was horrid. She told him to pull his socks up and he had lost a leg. Goodness, I didn't hear that. Wait, she told a homeless man pull his socks up? To his face, in broad daylight. I guess it's just sock. Sorry. That's not kind either. Goddess. Do you remember when Natalie said, don't give them money, they'll spend it on drugs? Yes, I remember. She said worse. I mean, at one time, I was homeless. So was my dad. She had no tact. Shame she never met Wendy. They'd destroy each other. Clash of egos. Mutually assured destruction. Can you imagine? The lack of empathy. By the goddess. You two don't seem to like Wendy. Oh, so we got some new stuff on Wendy. She's not all bad. I think her mouth is quicker than she realizes and a lot more cruel. It thinks she's just lived a sheltered life. I think it's supposed to be, I think she just lived a sheltered life. Sometimes Marie and I just need a chance to air out all our frustrations. Sideways glances when our wealthy friends say something questionable can only sustain you so long. Eventually, you need to let it all out. Yes, please don't tell her we're saying this behind her back. I hate drama. My lips are sealed. Good. Then here's a hefty tip for you. Elena dumps out the coins in her purse alongside money for the drinks. It's probably triple what the drinks usually actually cost, and she doesn't seem phased. But before she turns away, you notice her count the coins and exhale softly. After a moment, she looks at Maria and signals for her to follow. The two walk back to their booth. Thanks. Oh, we can't ask him. Okay, so about you smoking. Killian looks uncomfortable, as if recalling an unpleasant memory. He looks you up and down. Fine, yes, I smoke. Just don't go around telling people about it, all right? Why hide it? Once Mum caught me and dragged me by my ear to flush them down to the toilet. Oh. Mum was never the type to say something once if she could say it 100 times. She brought home medical drawings of diseased lungs. It very much put me off my dinner of liver and onions that evening. That's intense. That's intense. I wasn't finished. Then she brought me into her practice, and I was confronted by some pallid, gasping gentleman who wheezed a warning about a life of smoke and decadence. Then she threatened to make me eat the next pack she found. I hate doctors. That's horrible. It was. So yes, I do my best to keep up the facade that I hate smoking. Recently, I had a flutter of panic when I lost my lighter. I quickly bought a new one, of course. I struggle with matches. They're just too awkward. He pulls out a sturdy-looking lighter from his pocket. It's simple and plain, the kind you can find at any tobacco shop. I just hope my mum doesn't find the other one. Let's hope she doesn't. Darling, I have a gift when it comes to reading people, and I must say, it failed me the moment I believed you were smarter than this. Do you genuinely believe a girl as intelligent as Elena would think murder is the best option for her situation, especially after telling everyone within earshot how much she hates her months before her death? The few times I could be bothered to pay attention when she played chess, I could tell she never makes a single move without considering every outcome. The same goes for the decisions she makes in life. It's a trait I deem worthy of my respect, perhaps even envy. Think long and hard about what you are looking for, dear bartender. Would the actions of a serial killer, with all the flaws and risk, truly fit a person like Elena? Either way, take it from me, she would find ways to deal with Natalie that are far more elegant and efficient than injecting poison. Ways that will never incriminate her. Oh, okay, so she gave us tactician. Wendy pointed out the flaws in the theory that would brand Elena as the culprit. She's simply too cautious and tactical to commit this kind of crime. Ooh, all right. We boosted him all the way to 75. Nice. We don't have anything to ask him right now. So we're going to present the case. Okay, I've given you enough time. I need you to name your suspects. What are your findings? Okay, I have them in my notebook. So, who are you accusing? Elliot Lynn. Elliot Lynn? I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on him. He's managed to avoid most of my questions. Why would Elliot Lynn kill Natalie Reed? What's his motive? Okay, so I could have actually turned this in a while ago, but I forgot we had to send it to him. I was thinking we had to do it through the notebook, and I completely forgot because I'm actually doing this video over a course of a few days, because I can't really sit here for hours and play this game as much as I would love to. But I completely forgot. We were supposed to click on his notebook, and I went through all this. I could have actually had this done earlier. And I'm like, dang it, man, I forgot. Okay, so she rejected his advances. Elliot may try to hide it, but he holds some questionable views about women. And if Natalie rejected him, he does not have the maturity to handle that well. I've seen entitlement, self-hatred, and resentment in young men like him before. Dangerous. Do you have evidence connecting Elliot Lynn to Natalie's death? The lighter at the scene belongs to him. So he's missing his lighter, and the one we have in evidence matches the decorations on his cigarette case. This sounds very convincing. Wait, are you sure about this? Once I present your case, there's no going back. Let me have a moment to read. Yeah, look, I'm confident. Very well. I will go present your findings to my superiors and return here when I have results. Rest assured, I will be back. Until then. Okay, Elliot, you can't stay here. You're going to be arrested. Okay, so the calendar becomes available in the home office after a case has been submitted. You can use it to skip forward to the day of the deadline if you don't want to spend the remaining days serving drinks and socializing with your customers. Okay, so we'll go ahead and end the evening and skip to the day of the deadline. On the day of the deadline, Hugo returns to the bar an hour before it opens. Constable Mertens, we're not open yet, I'm afraid. Hugo's expression breaks, and he smiles. His eyes light up, and he roughly pats you on the shoulder. Good work, bartender. You found the culprit and helped me secure my promotion. We should celebrate, and we're certainly in the right place to do so. What flavor would you like to celebrate with? Surprise me. Anything will have taste of success in it at this point. We should celebrate, and we're certainly in the right place to do so. A drink to celebrate. A toast to a safer Brookavie. I don't know. Does he have any other favorite drinks? I know he likes coffee. You know what? We'll just go with his wake-up call, because we know he likes that one. Oh, God. Oh, God. This is not the time to have a bad drink. Freaking mouse got stuck. I got worried there for a second. That hit the spot. Coffee may be bitter, but victory tastes so sweet. I can't wait to see their faces back at the station when we put Elliot away for good. He'll never see daylight again. Our case is watertight. Good job, sport. Good job. Hugo flips his notebook closed and looks down at his drink. It's empty. For a moment, you wonder whether he'll order another, but instead he meets your eye. It looks like he's just come to a decision. This partnership ended up being a profitable one. I made the right choice when I asked you for help. I didn't have much choice. Glad to help. We made quite the team. My intuition, insight, and deduction, and your legwork. I wonder, would you do this all over again? I'd like to try more detective work. I think I'll stick to Bart. Look, I'd like to try more detective work. Well, that might be a possibility, but not for a while. A year at least. What are you talking about? I'm going to have to book you. Even if you helped catch a killer, this establishment is still illegal, and what you're doing is a crime. Hugo, are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? I just helped your ass. Your cute ass. And what did you turn around and do to me? Are you for real? Like, he even said he would leave me alone with this. I am. When I first came here, I told you I had 2 weeks to catch the killer. I lied. I gave myself 2 weeks before I would shut this place down. The law is the law. Now we have the killer. I can catch 2 birds with 1 stone. You cops are all the same. Kill 2 birds, you mean? Come on. You cops are all the same. I can catch 2 birds. Yeah, it's like kill. Quite. I'm taking your cooperation into account when I put in a good word, but you're still being charged, and with your history, I'm not sure anything I say can save you. You betrayed me. Yes, whatever. I'm a man with a job, and that job is catching criminals. Why did you think this story would have a happy ending? He finally stands up, putting the notebook into his inner pocket. You feel numb as you watch him fix the creases on his coat. It's a shame. Some of the squires at the station could learn a thing or two about police work from you. Let's keep things moving. I have to cuff you. Next chapter. Oh my God, he arrested us. Jackpot solved the case and through the prologue, finished 100% of the clues, and complete chapter 8. I didn't catch that bottom one. But we did solve it, and it's possible not to solve it. So we solved it with 6 days left, 29 clues, 55 cocktails served, 246 alcohol served. Copper Bullet was most served, affection earned 520. Highest affection was Peter Wagner. Now, I wonder if it changes as we move. I'm very curious if it changes. So we're going to go ahead and move it on. 1 year later. Case 1, a bitter pill. Oh my gosh, Elena is dead. Am I back to working in the speakeasy? That is wild. All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and end it there, and I will pick up Case 1 by itself. I think there's 5 altogether, but I hope you have enjoyed Best Served Cold. I was not expecting Martins to betray us. Hugo, my darling Hugo, he has betrayed me. I'm not happy with that. I guess we should have listened to Wagner, because he was like, look, you and I have just got one extra chance, and that could be pulled out from under us. And he was definitely right. We should have listened to Peter 100%. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought about Best Served Cold. I really enjoyed it. I like the drink making. I could have actually turned that case in sooner if I would have remembered that I needed to use him for the case book, because I definitely would had that down for a while. I think I ended a couple days thinking, I needed everything, but I did not. I already had figured out that it was Elliot, and unfortunately, that completely slipped my mind about the book. Like I said, I was doing this over a course of a couple days, because I couldn't really just sit here and play the whole game, for hours upon hours. But I'm definitely enjoying it. I cannot wait to get back into it. So please leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye.